Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to another Alpaca stream. Um, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've played this game, so there's a lot that I gotta do. There's a lot that I have to catch up on, and there's a lot of YouTube videos that I gotta catch up on. So that's what I'm gonna be doing today. I saw that the Xbox game conference happened today, so they announced a bunch of new stuff. So I think that's pretty much where I want to start off today. I hope everyone's having a good Sunday. But yeah, let's just jump right into this Xbox game conference show thing. I haven't spoiled myself with what's coming out, so that's pretty good. I'm just hoping we get some Silk Song information. I feel like that's the thing that everybody has been waiting for, is just some more Silk Song. So yeah, if you haven't watched it yet, just grab some popcorn or grab some snacks, because we're gonna be here for a while. What is this? I mean, they gotta start off strong, right? This has got to be got to be something good. You have time? Yeah, I have time. I have time. What is this? It looks like they're just fishing. Is it a fishing? I mean, I'm assuming it's a fishing game, right? Wait, let me make this bigger for you guys. There we go. Oh. Let me turn the game volume a little bit down. Is this it? Like, is this like a loading screen or something? Why is this going on forever? Rice come done there. Oh, that's gonna. Yup. That's that's embarrassing. I'm just gonna zoom right past this because. Oh, this isn't. Oh wait. Oh, I see it now. 17 minutes. Here, let me skip forward to when the actual thing starts. There we go. 1 minute in. Okay. Take two. Take two. Oops. So let me just skip right. There we go. All right, you gotta show me something good, Xbox. I feel like Xbox has been, like compared to PlayStation, I don't even know anybody who has a current gen Xbox. I don't even know what a current gen Xbox is even called. Like, their naming scheme has been so dumb. Like, does anybody actually have an Xbox? Invasion of Arcadia. Oops.
Do you think I'd care that the colony is in disarray? We didn't come to our
What is this?
bogged down in pointless warfare. We came to spread freedom and liberate resources for profit. But this pesky Earth Directorate agent is
It looks cool.
blowing things up.
It kind of reminds me of Fallout.
Doing so.
That's what it reminds me of.
They can just choose how things play out. They could stop us from stealing the Protectorate's brain which we need to improve
Brainwashing
our
technology.
warfare. What if this stranger aligned with the Order and that world computer of theirs? That could be the key to closing the rifts that threaten the colonies.
Oh, is this
This menace must
like
be
the
wiped
Outer
from the face of
Worlds?
existence.
I think that's what it is.
Yet, brought to our side through the power of capitalism.
That's never been a problem.
Now, let's get out there and buy our way to victory.
That sounds like America.
I'm yearning and yearning for you. My heart and red and blue. Every last bit of my wage, every last bit that I'm paid, every last bit that I save is intended for you.
Congrats for Demi Mata. I've been grinding. I've just been grinding out, and I'm nowhere near it. Let's see. I got. Oh, actually, I just need purple and yellow. Oh hell yeah!
The cost may be high.
But it's been a grind, bro.
One day, I know you'll be mine.
This game looks cool. I've never played the first one though. If it's the Outer Wilds or the Outer Worlds, I remember those two games came out around the same time, and I can never tell the difference between the two. So I gotta figure that out one day. The Outer Worlds 2.
An adventure made for capitalism by capitalism. Inflate our impressions and egos by staying tuned after the showcase.
That's funny.
World premiere.
Babe, what's wrong?
I'm sorry. I've just been so depressed lately.
You know, it would fix everything. Humanzapron.
That looks like a Rick and Morty commercial. Is it that Rick and Morty game? But like a skateboard version of it? Yeah, this definitely looks like that Rick and Morty game. It looks cool, not gonna lie.
Yeah, humans are barely sentient. Scientists have done studies, and their brains are like half the size of ours.
I love me some alien stuff. High on Life. High on Life 2. I'd play it. Squanch Games, yeah, it definitely is a Rick and Morty game. The Rick and Morty universe, chat. That's what I want to be a part of.
World premiere.
Why did that sound like Andy from The Office? What is this? Is this the Assassin's Creed game? It can't be. That game already came out. Damn! Bro just got stabbed. Okay, we got some Romans. That looks spooky. I'm spooked, chat. I am spooked. That looks cool. What the hell is that? Renaissance? A Plague Tale Legacy. Cool. Xbox Play Anywhere. Oh, I should not be here. Oh, I think I fucked that up. Oops. Oh, I'm so good. I never mess up, chat. I'm the best. I am the best. No, you didn't. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. Don't clip that. Do not clip that, chat. Oh, is that their handheld? Oh, that is. I really hope it is. Yup. Oh, that's gonna be so cool. I love me some handheld gaming. I love my PSP. I have a Steam Deck right now that I'm obsessed with. There's something about having a portable game system. It just makes me so happy. So that's an ROG Ally. There's Silksong! What? Are we finally gonna get some Silksong information? I don't think so. Probably not, but you know, a man can dream, right? Oops, I'm dead. That looks cool. Freedom of Windows? But can it play Steam games is my question. Because if it can't play Steam games, then you're cooked. Like if it's Xbox only or Game Pass only, then they're already fucking up. It has to play Steam. It just has to. This is an Xbox. It's gotta play Steam. It just like I get why they wouldn't want to.
We strive to put the player first, and that's what you've seen from us over the years. We've led the industry with backward compatibility. We championed crossplay and cross progression. We
That's
delivered
true.
Game Pass, first on console.
Yeah, Xbox
then on
Live was
PC,
crazy.
And with cloud gaming. So what's next? How can we give you even more freedom, more choice, more ways to play? Our next step is to unify your gaming, no matter where you buy or play.
Okay.
We're building an Xbox experience designed for players, not
Ouch.
locked to a single store or tied to one device.
Okay, can it play Steam?
The Xbox Ally is an Xbox you can hold
Fuck.
in your hands, bringing together the power of Xbox and the freedom of Windows.
Cool.
On this Xbox, you can play games across your entire library, including all the Windows PC game stores, from Xbox and Battle.net to Steam, GOG, and
Oh
And
shit.
the highly
Okay,
anticipated
okay,
Battle.net
Xbox.
Silksong will be available at launch and in Game Pass when the Ally releases later this year. In fact,
What?
every new game you see in today's show will be playable on the Xbox Ally.
Okay. That now that's how you launch a console, Xbox.
Xbox on any screen.
Now that's how you launch a
investing in
freaking
Xbox Play
console.
Anywhere. Whether you're playing on console, PC, smart TV, or any Windows handheld like the new Xbox Ally, the Xbox experience roams with you.
Ouch.
Your library, progression, friends, and achievements. There are over 1,000 Xbox Play Anywhere games on Xbox today.
Okay.
And every new game you see in today's show, from our partners and our studios, is Xbox Play Anywhere.
That's
And
cool.
because it's Xbox, you can always have access to Game Pass with a diverse lineup of games from the biggest franchises to critically acclaimed indie hits. This is the freedom we believe players should have. Any game, anywhere. And we
Okay.
are giving it our all every day to make this vision real. But it all comes back to the games. From Dead to Rights on the original Xbox to Armored Core 6, our relationship with Bandai Namco Entertainment has stood the test of time. We both believe in bringing amazing experiences to players around the world, and their next game does exactly that. From Rebel Wolves Studio, this is a story-rich action RPG steeped in dark fantasy that I can't wait for you to explore.
Dawn Walker.
Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the show.
It's just trying to be Endwalker, chat. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's go. Ah, never mind. Okay, that looks sick.
Monsters have always been here. Watching from the shadows. And when we were at our weakest, they came out into the light. We feared for our lives. But we should have feared for our souls instead.
That sounds like Ben Starr. It sounds like Clive
Vampires
from
didn't come to kill
Final
us.
Fantasy 16.
No, they came to rule,
I like his voice. That's what I'm trying to say.
to turn us into mindless, docile cattle.
Like, I wish I had his voice.
Not me, though. They tried to change me into one of them. But I became something else instead.
What's that?
Their worst nightmare. A Dawnwalker,
A Dawnwalker.
trapped between the two worlds. Fighting to even the score. Fighting to understand the evil behind it all. He is out there watching, seeping into you, growing.
2026. Why does that sound so far away? Like, I know it's not, but 2026? Like, that just sounds old. Bro, imagine being born in 2026. Like, you literally missed everything. Like, bro's, what is bro doing?
World premiere.
Missed the entire plot. Missed every meme. What is this? Is that Mario? Oh, wait, what? Is that Super Meat Boy? Are we getting a Super Meat Boy part 2? Oh, this is a... Wait, is it 3D? Like, can you move your camera, or is it... That looks like it's a fixed camera. Oh my god, this is... That looks amazing, chat. That is crazy. Yeah, that's gonna be a day one for sure. For sure. That is 100% a day one. That looks so cool. Super Meat Boy 3D. Oh, okay. Wow. Play day one with Game Pass. Xbox is going crazy with Game Pass. Like, they're just throwing everything in it. Like, we are eventually gonna get to a point where you don't even pay for a new game. You just buy it on Game Pass.
Watch your back, Yakumo.
I wonder if Steam is ever gonna have like a subscription model.
Dragon myself.
Like, it just...
My duty as a
I don't know. I don't know. What would Steam ever do that?
breaking the dark dragon free has its consequences.
This game looks cool though.
This is it.
Sayori,
Ryu, there's something I need your help with.
This looks so cool. Damn. I kind of want to play it, not gonna lie. That looks awesome.
The dark dragon is mine.
That looks so cool. Is that Indiana Jones? Looks like Indiana Jones.
Here we go.
Good luck, Indy.
Mm-hmm. Not gonna lie, I have never seen an Indiana Jones movie. Never have. A new adventure begins. Is that game good, chat? I gotta check it out.
Beneath the streets of Rome. Enter the city of Antioch. Find the secret relic. Bring it back to the Holy See. Defend the secret. They worshipped the giants.
It looks cool. I like this mechanic. This whole boss is cool. Like most of the bosses in this game mode have been really good. Like it feels like we finally got mid-core content. Cause it doesn't hold your hand. I will say that. What is this? This looks like The Witcher. Game Freak? What? Does Game Freak make games that are not Pokemon? Since when? That is news to me. Unless this is their first. Is it their first? That looks cool. Like she reminds me of Yuffie. Beast of Reincarnation. I mean 2026. Okay, okay. Come on, give me some Silk Song. That is the only reason why I'm here, chat. I am just here for Silk Song. What is this? Why does it remind me of BioShock Infinite? Are we ever gonna get another BioShock game, chat? Like, those games were peak. Peak! Shark. Oh, oh! That's embarrassing. The pissed off doll. The knob. Something about British slurs is just so funny to me. Like if somebody calls me a knob, I don't think I'd take offense to that. I'd probably just laugh. Like that's a funny thing to say to someone. You knob.
We can't arrest and question everyone.
Let's see if we can narrow the
And the
suspense
graphics
down.
look really good.
Viewer, trust your instincts, sir.
I'm so happy that they are now streaming these things at 4K 60 FPS. Like, it always annoyed me when E3 was in like 1080p. Like, bro, come on. It's 2020. Please, please don't stream in 1080p. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, chat?
Getting away with it is the real trick.
These candlesticks ain't gold. Worthless and dull, just like you.
Yo, weren't you that guy who was kissing his dog?
How can I help?
You know, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. Maybe. Maybe.
Him, never. Got it?
Uncle's a bit touchy, ain't he, Errol?
I do love dogs. I will say that.
Anything else you'd care to say to Errol?
That voice actor just reminds me of somebody. I can't pinpoint it, but it reminds me of somebody.
I wouldn't have believed it.
Round here, it's all sharp edges, empty pockets, and blood on the cobbles. Goodbye, Silas.
Damn!
I'll hurt you, you fucking meatsack. I'll leave you with a pissing bed of peaches.
You'd either got a gang at your back, or a knife in it.
We're family here. Family takes care of its own.
Yes, they do.
Advice on that, can you?
Them's in charge. They don't keep order. They keep power.
This is a really long trailer. I feel like this is the longest we've gotten all show.
Want us beaten, broken, and too scared to fight back.
I don't want to kill him.
That's why.
Damn!
Clever and well armed.
What is this? It kind of reminds me of Dishonored, but I don't think it's that.
Arguments.
Oh, I wasted my ley line. But
Get cocky. They've got a weapon far worse.
oh,
Time. And if they can rewrite history,
oh, I realized I haven't posted anything on TikTok yet, huh? Let me see. What should I post?
found Mummy's keys. Now I can fiddle with time.
Put the bullet back in the barrel.
Bring the chaos to a crawl. Take a mistake and make it like it never happened. We can change the world as we know.
I forgot about Mudang.
One choice at a time. And I can even go back and change the past. To change
This is a really long
and let me tell
trailer.
you, the hunters don't like it when the rabbits got the gun.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. This game looks really cool. What is it? Clockwork Revolution. Okay.
Now let me alone and piss off.
The graphics are crazy.
Our creative teams are dedicated to bringing players a
Matt Booty.
record-breaking, critically
Matt's
acclaimed
booty.
games. Call of Duty, Black Ops 6 from Activision, Doom: The Dark Ages from Bethesda, Diablo.
Damn, he must
4,
have had
Mercy
a
of Hatred
interesting
from
childhood.
Blizzard, and Avowed from Xbox Game Studios. All of our teams across Xbox First Party are shipping their most played games ever, and they're also delivering more content than ever before. From original single-player experiences to vast online worlds, our teams are empowered to build the games they've always dreamed of. We want our players to have the choice and flexibility of where and how they play the games our teams make. So of course, our games will be available day one in Game Pass, And every new game we make for both Xbox consoles and PC will be Xbox Play Anywhere. On behalf of our creative teams, thank you. These experiences don't stop when you put down the controller. As you've seen in recent years, more and more of our characters, stories, and worlds are expanding to brand new audiences through TV and film. A Minecraft movie and the Fallout TV series broke records and brought millions.
That's a
of
good
players
show.
into
The
game.
Fallout show was
We have
great.
more projects in the works as gaming continues to influence film and television like never before. When it comes to growing new franchises, Obsidian is having a year like no other. From launching a blockbuster new game like Avowed to the upcoming release of The Outer Worlds 2 this October.
Yeah,
Obsidian is always
that's gonna be a good one.
Great games, and they have a third game launching this year. You'll get to go deeper on it in our direct, but until then, let's take a look.
Sounds exciting.
World premiere.
World premiere.
I told you, you can't run from me, you foul beast! With new flexible legs, the yoke girth action figure can ride anything!
Breaking news. There's been an explosion at Brook Hollow Park. Chaos
Brook
descended
Hollow
on a
Park.
ceremony
Oh, it's the dark,
commemorating the 2-year
the Death Claw.
anniversary of when 4 teenagers were
Let's do this.
militarized against their will and left to fight for their survival in the backyard of a deranged scientist. Formerly evil company Ominent
That sounds like a Rick and Morty
was
skit.
set to dedicate a statue of the 4 teenagers, fast food science robot Burgle and Dr. Tully, when an
Burgle.
explosion erupted. Dr. Tully and the teenagers' current whereabouts are also unknown.
Ooh. Some offsprings, okay. Put my volume down a little bit. Oh, it just takes me back to playing Tony Hawk. That's cool. Oh, this is part 2 of Grounded, huh? Oh, that is awesome. Okay, I'm definitely getting that. That's gonna be a day 1 buy for me for sure. For sure. Grounded 2. That's cool. Oh.
The predecessor, ND3500, reached.
What is this? Is this Mass Effect? No. No way. No way we get a new Mass Effect before GTA 6.
I have encountered an unprecedented orphan. It was in a state of suppressed recomposition.
The behavior pattern of the orphans populating the area is highly unusual.
Unless it's a Dead Space? No, it can't be Dead Space. They don't exist anymore, right?
They become exceptionally aggressive.
It is highly recommended to proceed with caution.
It looks cool. Oh, that was my bad.
They seem to act more consistently, in coordination.
Destroying the nest is now a priority.
Such is our calling.
That was my bad.
Such is our calling.
Chronos. That's a new game. It looks interesting. Although I feel like a lot of these games are announced, but either never come out or never really like break into the public's like the public sphere, you know? It's like, are people actually gonna buy these and remember them when they come out? I don't know. I don't know, chat. The Elder Scrolls Online. I have never played that at all either. Is it like Skyrim Online? Because if it is, that sounds pretty cool. I'd play like a Skyrim Online. I'm surprised they haven't made a Skyrim Online yet, now that I think about how big Skyrim is. Like, people fucking love Skyrim. Oh! Oh, I made it. I'm so good at this game, chat. Was that a Hrothgar? What the? This game has Hrothgars too, apparently. World-changing server-wide events? Cool. Worm coats. Worm coats is the name.
World premiere.
Here we go. Nice.
Mayday! Mayday! Code 1 to mission control, we're falling!
Uh-oh.
Thomas, the ship's breaking apart! There's no time! Evacuate! Now! Thomas, come in!
Ariane, you sacrificed everything for a new world, to save mankind. And I'll always love you for that.
Wasn't this like a meme song? I don't remember which meme though. That looks cool. It reminds me of Death Stranding.
Thomas, wherever you are, I'll find you.
Cool.
World premiere.
Welcome to England, Mr. David. I know this must be a shock, having never met your real father, but he left.
Oh, it's a cat.
As well. It's been in your family for generations, much like the caretaker. He's a little eccentric. You'll see.
Let me welcome you to the grand
a hotel famous across the land. Every room used to be in such high demand. Your wish
It's a banger.
here at the grand.
Well, hello there. It looks like you're about to do some renovations. Would you like some help with that?
Go, 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 go.
So, my father was renovating the hotel when he disappeared?
Not just the hotel. He was helping the entire village. You have his power tools. You know, you could pick up where he left off. You seem like a good man, like he was.
I'm in. They don't suspect a thing.
Just make sure the locals don't get wind of what you're really up to. Because if they find out, they will Wicker Man your ass.
Uh-oh.
Keep looking into things, and things are gonna start looking bad. Don't make the same mistake your father made. In this place, the only one.
Alright, I'm posting my video. I'm posting it. Hopefully I get more viewers this way. There are no ghosts. There are no ghosts at the Grand? Interesting. Very, very interesting, if you ask me. Xbox Game Studios presents. That 60 FPS. It just it feels so good. It looks so good. I love it. I love it. Alright, it's posted, chat. It is posted.
She unlocked the heavenly spear, but is she worthy?
Is this a MOBA? What is this? Whoa, that was like a Hydra thing. Huh. That's cool. Age of Mythology. Oh, I've heard of that game series.
If the heavenly spear is mine.
I've heard of them. I've definitely heard of them. Oh, I like this one.
주권 국가의 자주적 결정을 누가 허락합니까? 만약 이
Oh, I just fucked up my rotation.
집단의 이익을 저해한다.
That's okay.
당신의 특정 행동이
Oh, what does this one do? Actually restores own HP. Oh, okay, that's a heal. That's cool. I'll take a heal.
온전한 입장을 세울 수 있지 않을까? 당신의 입장은
Resistance confirmed. Deploying cannons.
그렇게 믿고 있거나 믿고 싶을 뿐.
Nice. Oh, nice. Run, 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 run. Oh, too far. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. What is this? This looks like a Call of Duty game if it was actually good.
당신은 무엇 때문에 분노하는지.
Or like a Metal Gear game.
당신의 분노는 스스로 결정한 것인가?
I don't know, chat. I don't know. It looks cool though. I will say that. It looks really cool.
누군가 당신의 분노를 이용한다.
Go, 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 go.
지정태. 지정태.
Cool. Yeah, it's giving Hideo Kojima. Oh, ouch! I was in the wrong spot.
World premiere.
Okay, what's next? Wishfully. Is it an anime game? It looks like an anime game. Thank you, thank you. I had a feeling. She had more secrets to tell. Ah! 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 Fuck! That was my bad. That was really my bad. Thank you, Apollo. Like, it's so far this game conference has been okay. I haven't really seen anything that's like, wow, I did not expect this. Something that was like a crazy secret reveal. Like if they if they put out another GTA trailer, then I'll be like, oh shit. Like that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting them to like put out a GTA trailer, a Silk Song trailer would be cool. I don't know, just something interesting. Give me something, Xbox, please. I'm begging you. Wait, what is this? Are we getting like a... Oh, this better not be Fallout 76 DLC.
Wouldn't you say? When it comes to fishing,
Oh,
Appalachia is a
wait.
land aswim with opportunity. Yes, you'll find fish.
Did they add fishing to Fallout 76? Is that what this is?
Just step up to the bank, cast your line, and when your bobber starts bobbing,
I knew it looked a little Fallout-y to me.
what do you got on there, Jed?
I said that, chat. You were here, chat.
See for yourself. Bagging the big fish starts with finding the right tools for the job. There are as many unique combinations of rods, reels, bobbers, and baits as there are fish in the sea.
Ooh. Yeah, this is a fishing update.
Pop over to the local tackle shop to swap fish tails.
Like, don't get me wrong, I love the Fallout games. I'm playing through Fallout 4 right now. But 76, it just didn't really do it for me. Which is kind of a shame, because I love Fallout. Like, I always said that I'm just gonna wait until the game gets fleshed out more, there's more content, before I jump back into it.
Design and build your own little slice of paradise. A place to show off all the bits and bobs you collect in your travels. Got a green
Bits and
thumb?
bobs.
Plant your own peaceful vegetable garden. And nothing warms the heart like a
Yeah, Fallout is my, that's my go-to Steam Deck game right now. Like, I'm surprised at how well Fallout runs on Steam Deck.
Tomorrow you'll be kicking back and sharing a meal with friends in beautiful Appalachia.
Beautiful Appalachia. Oh! Oops.
World
Nice.
premiere.
Oh, this is definitely an anime game. Oh, is this solo leveling the video game? That's crazy. A solo leveling game. Four-player co-op, cool. As expected. This looks cool, although the frame rate of this trailer is pretty bad. Like, I can see it stuttering in the video. I just wonder if it's gonna be like the story of the anime, but like in video game form, or is it gonna be something else? Arise Overdrive. That looks cool. I'd play it. I'm still waiting for the big thing. Give me something big.
World premiere.
I'm sure they're saving something. This looks cute. That kind of reminds me of Power Worlds. Wait, is it Power Worlds? That was literally just a guess, chat. What is this? It looks cute. It's giving Pokemon. I'm dead. Yep. It looks cool though, I will say that. Thank you, thank you. Is it Power? No, that's not Power Worlds, is it? What is this? I'd probably play it. Animo. Okay. Okay, Xbox. I like it. I like it.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I just want to say thanks to everyone for
all it's Tony
the
Hawk.
support we've seen since we announced Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 a few months ago.
I'm excited for that. I'm gonna buy that for sure.
I've seen them help spread a
I'm still waiting for the Tony Hawk Underground 2 remake. That's gonna be huge. Because I remember Tony Hawk Underground being
with so much care and attention to detail.
way bigger than every other Tony Hawk game. Like, I think Underground 2 was Tony Hawk peak. That was peak Tony Hawk video games.
3 and 4 officially drops July 11th, and we have a lot more surprises to come.
July 11th.
Trailer now.
That's next month. That is just next month. Damn, this is gonna be cool. I hope they have the original soundtrack too. Oh, it's Turtle Boy. Alright, come on, Turtle Boy. This is where you die. Oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay, that's a pretty cool collab. That is pretty cool. I can't remember if they were in the original. I'm assuming so. If they're gonna put him in. Because I remember there was like a lot of collabs with Tony Hawk games. Like I remember a game where Shrek was in it. Like why is Shrek in a Tony Hawk game? I mean, I'm not complaining. I fucking love it, but it's just weird. You don't see that. Like you don't see that in games anymore. Well, I guess you could. I guess with the exception of Fortnite. But I mean, Fortnite is just trying to get as much collabs as possible. Spirit Bearer? I've never heard of that game. Looks like Carmen Sandiego. Okay, I just need one. Go, 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 go. That's an easy mechanic. Is it like a 2D fighting game or like is it a story game or just something that you fight in? Oh, dear customers, you do know the value of these rare treasures, yes? I think so. Ah! I'm dead. That was stupid of me. Thank you, Braggy Oakheart. Well, I love my healers. Alright, I need 6. Okay, 4 and 2. Nice. Okay. Go, 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 go. Nice. Wait, is that Gears of War? Is that Gears of War? No fucking way. Experience the groundbreaking original. Oh, is it a Gears of War remaster? I think it is. Like, I'm a little tired of remasters. Ow. Yeah, I'm just a little over remasters. Like, come up with something original, man. Is that too much to ask?
You think you can still find your way back home, Phoenix?
Is that too much to ask, chat? I need to know.
Looks like they upgraded.
Stay in the fight with Xbox Play Anywhere. What exactly is that, Xbox Play Anywhere? They keep plugging that. Like, is that what they're just gonna call Game Pass now? Alright, let's get these pots. Gears of War Reloaded.
World premiere.
World premiere. It's like we get it. What is this? Is this a Persona game? Oh, it's Persona 4? Revival. Oh, is that their remake of P4? Interesting. That's the first that I've heard of that. So that was a reveal right there.
The Smugglers League is always there.
Oh,
But you
Pepsi
won't
Man.
see us.
Let's go get Pepsi Man.
You won't hear us. And the only way you'd ever know it is if that's what we
Oh,
wanted.
that's a lot of damage.
As smugglers, we deal in the goods others are afraid to handle. Guns, explosives.
And don't forget the rum.
It's a life of danger like no other.
Is this Sea of Thieves 2?
Question is, can you
I guess it's been a while. Oh, it's been a while since we had a Sea of Thieves game.
Is one thing, but you should know that this is what we're really after. The bigger the room, the better.
Discovering explosive new loot.
Smugglers need to be adaptable.
This looks like Sea of Thieves to me.
The moonlight and shadows. You should be ready to take advantage of others' misfortune.
I never really got into Sea of Thieves, I'll be honest, but I've never really cared about pirate things. Like the whole pirate aesthetic really isn't for me. I'm sorry. I don't care for pirates. I don't see the draw.
You're paying for that.
Smuggler Tide. Oh, season 17. Damn, they gotta let the game die already. Damn, how's this thing still up?
World premiere.
Uh-oh. We got the F-bomb. This is a game for gamers. They said the gamer word. Whoa. Bro just exploded. Oh, it's an invisible game? What is that frame rate though? It looks like it's in 24 FPS. I hope the entire game isn't like that. That would be nauseating. Is it a fighting game though? Probably. Hey, thank you for the like, Danny. Thank you for the like. Tosca Chaos. Toscas Chaos. I hope that's how you pronounce your name. That could be cool. I gotta finish that show, chat. It's a good show. There's like so much to watch nowadays that I don't have time. Invisible. It looks cool. Versus? Is it Capcom or what is this? I feel like it's gotta be Capcom. It usually always is. It's gotta be Capcom. I don't think Marvel will let their IP in this. Damn. Are they gonna have fatalities like in Mortal Kombat? Damn! Well, I guess that answers my question. Invisible versus who? Versus what? Wait is almost over. Oh, part 3? No way. No way we get part 3 trailer. No way we get a part 3 trailer. Yeah. Oh, wait, they're bringing this to Xbox? That is interesting. I just always assumed this was a PC game. I mean, a PlayStation game. Interesting. Remake Intergrade. Also coming to Xbox. What? Okay, that's a shock. I mean, that's cool. Like I said, I just figured this was like an exclusive to PlayStation. I'm surprised PlayStation let them. Damn, everything is coming to Xbox, guys. I mean, that's cool, I guess. Like I said, I've never really been an Xbox player. I guess you could call me a Sony fanboy, considering I always had a PlayStation growing up. Oh, we have an Eris in our team. Oh, that's a cute cosplay. They did pretty good. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised at that, chat.
World premiere.
Wait, did I just stun them all? I didn't know I could do that on boss fights. Okay, that's good to know. Wait, let's try this again. Oh, yeah. Okay. Interesting. I did not know I could do that. What is this? This game looks cool. Oh, here's the big one. Here's the big boy. Okay, this guy can't be stunned. That makes sense. Oh! Oh, I love me a space well. Keeper. I wonder if it's hard to think of a title for a new game.
How Double Fine excels at creating unique and innovative.
I feel like it's got to be hard. It's like naming a kid. Like I'm sure naming a kid is really hard.
25 years of Xbox. It's a big milestone for the platform
25.
and franchises that you help build and make popular. We couldn't have done this without everyone who's been with us on this journey. As we think about bringing a new generation of players to these iconic franchises, I'm excited to share that players will get to celebrate 25 years of Xbox with a new Fable, the next Forza, Gears of War E-Day, and the return of a classic that's been with us since the beginning.
Halo? It's got to be Halo, right?
You've seen an incredible range of games from creators across the globe.
I feel like it's got to be Halo.
Creators like In Exile, reaching for new heights with Clockwork Revolution.
Oops.
Sluggerfly, making Teen Meat's modern classic platformer into 3D.
I love Super Meat Boy.
Bringing more of the critically acclaimed Final Fantasy franchise to our players.
Mm-hmm.
And Team Ninja, returning to the beloved series they debuted on Xbox.
That looks sick.
We've also seen the next Xbox hardware release, our Xbox Ally handheld.
That's an interesting one.
Your Xbox experience and your library with you anywhere.
I wonder what kind of GPU is in that thing.
Games, updates, and experiences that are coming to Xbox from our partners and our own creative teams. We're seeing more players on our platform and in our games than ever, thanks to all of you. We're proud of the creativity that Obsidian is delivering this year. Immediately after Showcase, our Direct begins, where you'll go inside the studio for an extended look at the Outer Worlds 2 and Grounded 2. Thanks
Yeah,
for
Grounding
joining
2
us
looks
today.
pretty cool.
But before we get into the Direct, we have a final world premiere. Enjoy.
Oh, please be Silksong. It's gotta be Silksong. They talked about it in the ROG Ally thing. Come on, I've been waiting like 2 fucking years, chat. Maybe longer. I don't even remember how long it's been. No, that's not Silksong.
We have been expecting.
Oops.
Please, follow me.
What is this?
You already know us as a global tech leader. Our software, our systems, combined with our skilled team,
Okay.
is designed to save lives. Your years of service have shown you the importance of our work.
Hmm.
Here, you'll witness the global scope of that mission in action. Let me introduce you to our esteemed visionary.
What is this?
For too long, we have been bound by outdated systems, accepting limitations instead of redefining them. The Guild is safeguarding tomorrow now.
Hmm.
We are pioneering the future of protection worldwide. Our advancements are designed to elevate everyday life, reshaping the future of technology on a global scale. I'm Emma Kagan, CEO of the Guild.
Hmm. What the hell? Is it like an Inception game or? Is it Alan Wake? It looks too futuristic for Alan Wake to me. But unless it's something completely new?
Fear is a powerful thing.
Dang. David Mason. I don't recognize these guys. I think that was supposed to be like a big reveal that just went right over my head. Okay. Like, I know this game is gonna sell like crazy, but I don't know. I do wonder, when is Call of Duty going to like die out? Because I mean, it can't last forever, can it? Can it? What's that show in the corner? Oh, this is just the Xbox conference thing, showcase, where they're putting out all the new games. Obsidian. Man, I really wish Obsidian got another chance at making a Fallout game. Like a New Vegas 2 would be fucking amazing.
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment. We here at the studio have joked around that this has been the year of Obsidian, with Avowed releasing early this year and now ending the year with 2 more games. And what better way to cap this incredible year for us than by
Is
doing
this
what
dubbed?
studio
Why
does
does that not look like the guy's talking?
Come in. You can get out of here, Fergus. Thank you so
What?
much. No, you're doing great. You nailed it. The
Huh.
sequel is the lifeblood of every great franchise. Think
Who's that
about
one
it.
actor?
The original creates the world and builds fandom, but the sequel,
I like that
that's what
guy.
makes it worth remembering.
I think his name is what? Ben Schwartz, I think his name is.
No dual SMGs. No sequel.
The guy from
no
Sonic.
Raccoon Tail. No sequel. No Zune 2, which doesn't really exist, but I wish it had.
There was a Zune 2.
There was a Zune 2. I'm Mark, the head of sequels here at Obsidian, and I have sequelized.
That's not. Wait, is that?
Blockbuster movies to AAA video games to my first marriage. So trust me.
Is that
I
not
know
the
what I'm
actor?
doing.
Am I tripping
Come
here?
along on this journey with me. Part 2.
Part 2. I gotta be honest, chat. I don't really care for this game. I don't. I do want to hear more about Grounded too, though. I'm just gonna skip over this.
The Outer Worlds 2 is a sequel to The Outer Worlds 1. It's a continuation of the themes of robber barons in space, and
I guess it's right at the end. Here we go.
Colorful Lovecraftian horror.
We have one
Overall,
that's actually
it was kind of mid. Not gonna lie.
bury a bunch of
I don't know.
toxic
I
stuff
still
in the
think
park.
Xbox
And
is
so
kind of
there's
dead.
all these toxic chemicals
So
underground. The environment looks very cool,
I don't think
very
this
spooky
did
with all
anything
of
to
these
change
sort
my
of
mind on
chemical
that.
pools. And of course, nothing can live down there.
I love that we're
except
getting
for
more
one type of
games, but
insect.
I don't know. Xbox gotta come up with something better, something bigger.
Sometimes reinventing environments, and in future updates, you're going to see a ton of new stuff. You do a lot of fighting against insects of all shapes and sizes. We didn't just want it to look better, we also knew.
That's so scary.
The changes that we've made aren't
Those
limited
spiders
to
always scare me.
animations or adjusting attack or defense numbers or making characters or insects move faster or slower. But we did all that too. But there's also an entire sort of rock, paper, scissors strategy involving light attacks, heavy attacks, and blocking.
Okay.
We've
That's
also
new.
added dashing as a new way to both get out of danger quickly or jump in for a quick attack.
It kind of looks like it's the same
And almost all the
backyards,
insects in the game
but
have these abilities
I
now
doubt
too.
that.
Sort of like a chess match, but one that's super frenetic, looks super cool, and is ultimately just a ton of fun. We're leaning into clear play styles for tanky warriors, low defense, high damage rogues, effect-wielding mages.
That's cool. Kind of like having a class system. Oh, nice.
Grounded, we have mutations,
Nice.
weapons and armors that favor different playstyles. In Grounded 2, not only will there be passive mutations, but there will also be active mutations. And a lot of those mutations support these archetypes.
My favorite way
Okay.
to play pretty much any game is chasing after those game-breaking builds. And that's why I'm so
Yep.
excited for what
Same.
we're doing with archetypes in Grounded 2. I'm all in on the rogue. Now, you can even dual-wield daggers. I've been
Ooh.
dialing in this glass cannon build that stacks ambush, assassin, and cardiofan mutations with the Wolfbane daggers and the Wolf Spider armor. It lets me open up combat with massive backstab damage that also inflicts
Cool.
venom. Then, I can use the extra stamina
Venom.
to reposition and try to dodge, rinse, and repeat. It's high risk, high reward, and absolute chaos in all the best way.
That's what I love.
Seeing what wild combos the community comes up with and what they inevitably break once they get their hands on the archetype system. It's going to be awesome watching it evolve with player feedback and watching us try to keep up with all of your game-breaking builds.
One of the great things about Grounded is the variety of players it attracts, from builders
Uh-oh.
to crafters and
Ouch.
everything in between. If you've ever watched me on Casually Grounded live stream,
Oh!
you know that I'm neither.
Whoa, okay.
I'm a murderer of insects. Personally, I prefer the term harvester. I love going out, hitting things, and bringing the materials like insect body parts back to my friends' fields. This way, we keep progressing and playing together.
It looks fun. I will say that. It does look fun.
Armor and equipment are easily understood by the player, especially when they're playing co-op with their friends. It was really, really important for us to
Can I please get a res?
the bigger space.
Can I please get a
That was
res?
the only way we could truly support the feature the community has been asking for.
Hey,
since
let's
the
go.
very first Grounded release. Mounts.
Oh, we can finally have mounts. Oh, hell
An
yeah.
entire suite of moves. And
That's
have their own
cool.
Special abilities and attacks.
We really wanted the buggies to be an extension of the player in every way possible. And
The
that meant making
buggies.
sure that buggies had unique and valuable abilities across all the core pillars of Grounded. So that doesn't just mean exploration and travel. That has gameplay implications for combat, crafting, and building as well.
Oh,
Just
cool.
Like how we wanted to expand on player playstyles throughout the game, we're gonna make sure that every buggy that we have.
I really hope we could get like a flying mosquito. Oh, you can mount spiders. Oh, that's cool.
To follow you around and help you out. If you get into combat and you don't want to fight while you're saddled on your buggy, you can jump off and they'll fight right along.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
The Orb Weaver buggies are a little less useful when it comes to general utility, like building a base or harvesting, but they're awesome when it comes to combat. Sure, their defenses aren't super strong.
Oh. That was dumb. That was bad. That was really bad.
That allows them to stun lesser-powered insects. And the
That
ability
was
to
pretty
web
bad.
And entangle other creatures. So the Orb Weavers won't be your base building buggy. You should use the Red Ant Soldier for that. But they're super fun for exploration and combat. Red Ant Soldiers and Orb Weaver Spiders will be available at game preview launch. There will be others in the future, but those are the two we're starting with. The connection that our Grounded community has with us is something we want to keep forging with the sequel as we make an even bigger game than the original.
Pretty much from day one, we knew we wanted to return to game previews for Grounded 2. Sure, it comes with some trade-offs.
I'm back. I'm
like
back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm
game's
back.
not
I'm back.
done
I'm
and
back.
it's out to the world. But there's so much value in building it alongside the community.
Everybody's dying.
Buggies change how you traverse and navigate the park. What we're doing with Grounded 2 is keeping zip lines so we can see how players engage with buggies.
That was bad.
And then we can tweak zip lines to bring them back over time to really complement
That was bad.
buggy experience and make exploring the park far more fun. That kind of feedback loop helped shape the original Grounded, and we wanted to shape the design for Brook Hollow Park, archetypes, buggies, all of it. We also learned a lot from that first time around. One thing that stood out immediately, players blazed through our content, especially the story. That makes sense. Story, characters, world building, it's kind of Obsidian's thing. It's the flavor we bring to the survival genre. So this time, we're starting with a much bigger...
Are we gonna wipe? I have a feeling we might wipe, chat. Like, we are at 50%.
On a ceremony commemorating the 2-year anniversary of when 4 teenagers were miniaturized against their will.
One of our favorite parts of the first game was watching the community uncover clues and spin up theories. This time around, we're leaning even more into that. And we'll be keeping a close eye on what our players discover and how they interpret
thank you.
it. Because you never know what might inspire us as development moves forward.
We really started to hit our groove at the end of Grounded 1. We found that being open about what we were planning and then following through was key to building trust with the community. As a small team, we had to experiment with update pacing, and what we found resonated
I
the
am
most
so
with
bad.
all of you were bigger.
It's always this one. I don't know what it is about this one. I think this is the hardest one. This is the hardest critical engagement.
Larger, more complete updates, spaced out just enough, so we can take your feedback seriously and make every drop count. You can expect in our big updates, new buggies, new biomes, new building pieces, all the good stuff. And we're launching with a public roadmap so everyone knows what to be excited about in the future.
That's
All
cool.
of us at Obsidian Entertainment and IDOS Montreal are super excited about how close we are to letting all of you players get shrunk a second time and explore the all-new park on buggies in Grounded 2. If you're a returning Grounded player, we're really looking forward to you experiencing all the improvements.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
If this is your first time getting Tiny, then all I can tell you is that a world with an entirely new perspective and an entirely new feel awaits you in Brook Hollow Park. It's time to ride together and surviving.
Oh my god. We suck. We are so bad. We're so bad, chat. Okay. Well, that was Xbox's showcase. Like I said, there wasn't really anything huge. Like, there wasn't really any big wow. I think their new console, like the handheld Xbox console, is interesting. I think that is probably the thing that I am most hyped about. Everything else was kind of eh. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh no. Fuck! Okay, let's move on. I saw Linus made a video on this, so may as well just continue this.
It's an Xbox. It's an ROG Ally. It's the Xbox ROG Ally X. And there's a lot to unpack here because this is loaded with things
I'm excited.
that I've never seen before. For starters, this is my very first hands-on with the AMD Ryzen Z2 Extreme, a Zen 5 16CU mobile gaming monster, if my first impressions are anything to go by. It's also the first time a third...
The reason I am so excited for this is because we are eventually going to get a Steam Deck 2, right? And for us to get a Steam Deck 2 means there needs to be advancements to the CPU technology of handhelds, so that's what I'm excited for.
Party PC has ever born the Xbox name. And even bigger, yes, and even those two other things, this is the first time that the Xbox team has been given the power to dive under the hood and fundamentally...
This is so bad. We're so bad.
I'm talking.
Oh
Xbox
no, everybody's getting
into
it.
The Windows branch. Like, your PC boots directly to an Xbox.
I feel like we might hit the time limit.
Yes.
Oh no, we're gonna hit the time limit, aren't we?
Party app stores. Not only that, but the Xbox team was given the power to trim the fat, so to speak, meaning that in the new gaming UI, non-essential processes, even the Windows desktop, are simply not loaded, which frees up substantial system resources.
Damn,
they're quoting 2 gigabytes of RAM savings now and have made it very clear that they're not done yet. It's cliche, folks, but Valve appears to have awakened the giant, and this thing could be a game changer for handheld PC gaming. It's also cliche, but here's a segue to our sponsor.
War Thunder. Experience a detail-packed vehicle combat game with thousands of realistically modeled aircraft.
All right, show me the games.
Let's off with the elephant in the room. The big, kind of funky-looking elephant in the room. This is not a slim, sleek console like the Nintendo Switch 2. But the decision was made for a number of very good reasons. See, the goal from the Xbox team was to take the Xbox controller experience and translate that to a handheld PC. That means large, contoured grips, full-sized analog sticks, a subtly angled screen to improve neck ergonomics, and, in the X version, impulse triggers like we first saw with the Xbox One. I assumed Microsoft wouldn't provide competing devices at this first look, so I brought a whole backpack of them, and the most obvious one is, of course,
that sounds about right.
Ally. And the interface is extremely similar, with only the rhombus-shaped Xbox button really being added by comparison. This is used to access the game bar overlay and armory crate, which raises an interesting question. What's the armory crate button here for, then? I don't know. I've asked if maybe it could be a reconfigurable macro button going forward. I got a firm maybe on that. Realistically, a lot of things are still up in the air on this. The back is completely different and really shows how much ASUS, probably with some help from the Microsoft team, has learned about ergonomics over the last couple of years. Even though this is a heavy device.
I do like the handles on it.
Like
that looks cool.
X, which at least managed to lose the squared off corners.
It'll make it more comfortable for sure.
Lighter. And I was really unsure about the angled screen. Honestly, I kind of thought I'd hate it, but I completely forgot about it when I was using it, and it just feels natural. Of course, ASUS isn't the only ones who makes handheld PCs, and some makers figured out that ergonomics were important right from the get-go.
Yeah.
How does it compare to the Steam Deck? Obviously, the middle section is way thicker, and it's noticeably heavier. But from a packability standpoint,
the Steam Deck itself is already pretty heavy.
Less wide, and you do get the benefit of larger face buttons, though you lose the touchpads that many Steam Deck users really love.
That's
the
Switch 2,
I can't
live without
to talk more about this comparison,
touchpads.
but it's clear from looking at them that these are entirely different classes of device, and the customer for one is simply not going to be the customer for the other, I don't think.
Yeah.
Bottom line, while the weight might be a turnoff for some, I think they nailed the ergonomics on this, though ironically, it actually feels a little closer to the curves of the DualSense than it does to the Xbox controller. Not that I'm saying that's a bad thing. Now, I mentioned there are 2 versions of the Xbox Ally, and there are enough differences between them that you will not want to accidentally buy the wrong one. From the outside, the X version is black.
I'm curious on the price, because the Ally already is pretty expensive.
Next to the regular USB 3.2 Gen 2. This port allows the use of powerful external GPUs, but that's about it. Across both, we get the same I/O that will be familiar to owners of previous generation Allies, with a volume rocker, UHS-2 microSD card, 3.5mm combo jack, and a power button.
It seems like there's not a lot of people in this server, so I'm gonna back out and just come right back in.
These are very, very different.
Because
the Xbox Ally X.
There's like everybody left.
AMD Ryzen Z2 Extreme processor with 3 Zen 5 and 5 Zen 5C cores, 24 gigs of lightning fast, 8,000 megatransfer per second LPDDR5X memory, a terabyte of storage, and a whopping 80 watt-hour battery. The Xbox Ally Non-X does not have all of those things. And while it is a little lighter, at least, it's not even smaller. And particularly disappointing to me was
way
the
more people
inclusion
here.
of an, albeit tuned version of AMD's Ryzen Z2A processor, which from early leaks appears to be very similar to the Zen 2 based processor from the
I'm not gonna
Steam
make
Deck,
this.
which is
I am
announced
not gonna make this at all.
4 years ago. Now to be clear, these are both current gen machines in other ways. They both use 80mm M.2 SSDs for easier upgrades. They both got Wi-Fi 6E, and they both come with a reasonably speedy 65-watt charger, but the Non-X is weaker by enough that Microsoft explicitly positions it as a 720p gaming console.
Dang.
Makes one of the other similarities between the two devices kind of unexpected. See, the screen is the same between both models. And actually, for that matter, the same as previous versions of the Ally. 1080p, 120Hz with FreeSync Premium variable refresh rate, and 500 nits peak brightness. So, I guess on this one, you're either gonna render out a lower resolution or rely on AMD's FSR upscaling in order to reach native. In either
Sounds
case,
about right.
It's an okay display. It's good enough that I still daily drive an Ally, but it is not on par with the eye-popping HDR, instantaneous response times, or incredible low brightness night gaming comfort.
Yeah, I love my Steam Deck.
One of my first
It's the
questions
best.
then was, with such different hardware across the product family, how is Xbox going to manage gamers' expectations and work with publishers to optimize the experience? The answer to this is a little complex, but it is worth hearing because it gives us tremendous insight into Microsoft's vision for this device and for Xbox more broadly.
They better have a
Like
vision.
Valve, Microsoft is working on a verified program of sorts. But unlike Valve, Microsoft obviously won't have just one piece of hardware to target, meaning I wouldn't expect to see an Xbox Ally setting in the graphics quality drop down anytime soon. So what are they going to be doing then? Well, for one thing, they're going to be validating the usability elements, just like Valve does. Does the game support a controller? Does text scale correctly on smaller, higher DPI displays? As for the performance side, well, the strategy is going to involve using Windows telemetry data, including specs of your machine, the game you're playing, and gaming frame rates, to group similar systems together to give gamers a rough idea of which titles will perform well. All of this is going to be presented in the game library of the Xbox full screen experience. And I'm going to come back to the game library in a second, because first, I gotta say, the UI looks slick. And
yeah,
more
I
importantly,
agree.
it's the first thing you'll see when you boot up your handheld or wake it up from sleep. They've done so much here. On top of the resource optimization that I mentioned earlier, the Xbox team has a really cool multitasking interface that gives you quick access to a browser or Discord, and they claim they have already managed to triple the efficiency of standby, with a ton more work coming to make this the most console-like PC experience you've ever had. None of which is to
That's
say
cool.
that you will lose out on any of the good things about gaming on Windows. Compatibility is expected to be on par with regular Windows, and should you desire a more desktop-like experience, you can access that using the joysticks as a mouse or with standard peripherals, either connected directly or through a dock. The system will just load up the necessary Windows processes and hopefully put them back to sleep when you go back to the Xbox full screen experience. They didn't have a firm answer on that one. Nor did they have a firm answer on how Windows updates are going to be managed. Are they going to be more Windows-like with the constant interruptions and the background resource hogging and the flavin'? Or are they going to be more Xbox-like? TBD. Okay, let's come back to the game library now. The idea here was to bring all your games together in one place. And I know, I can already see the XKCD comic in my mind's eye. But this implementation looks like one that I might actually want to use, bringing together your Windows games, your Game Pass games, your cloud-streamed games, and even remote play from your Xbox console, allowing you to quickly and easily synchronize your progress and achievements and your recently played titles so you can just grab and go and game anywhere. The new game bar also, honestly, kind of sick. For the first time ever, I have wanted a hotkey to access the game bar. Who'da thunk it? Instead of a big, cluttery full-screen interface, they used the shoulder buttons to flip through menus in a way that was, honestly, intuitive to me within seconds of my hands-on time. They also showed off gamepad support, by the way, for entering pins from the Windows lock screen. It was super cool. And all of this sounds great, at least for the privileged few who own an Xbox Ally X, but what about the rest of us? Well,
what's the cost?
The vision.
It's gonna be like a
By the
grand,
way, at
right?
the bottom of one of the slides
I feel like it's gotta.
a very interesting little nugget that described these innovations as being great for handhelds like the Xbox Ally and Ally X. That like is doing a lot of heavy lifting. While the highlight today is obviously the partnership with Asus ROG, when the Xbox team got jacked into Windows development, it seems to me that they weren't tasked with cleaning up Windows gaming for one premium handheld device. My impression is that they were tasked with cleaning it up more broadly and bringing it in line with Microsoft's vision that in the future, every screen is an Xbox. So I think that at some point, we can
not this shit again.
users to benefit
Oh
immensely
no.
from these developments, many of which are positioned as
Oh, I don't have a
projects
team.
that will be constantly improved with feedback from both partners and from gamers, which is a really good thing because
this is bad.
I couldn't get a firm answer on pricing of these new allies. I'm expecting them to be
I gotta
more
lock
line
in.
with previous allies than with Microsoft's traditional console competitors.
Get him.
They're gonna hurt a little. Hurt almost as much as I feel like the Xbox folks watching people like me lament the death of handheld gaming on Windows have hurt. First, they must have been hurt because they knew that what we were saying was true and they were powerless to fix it. And then it must have hurt because they knew that they'd finally been given the power to do something, to fix Windows gaming, but they've been stuck operating in stealth mode. Well, now that the cat's out of the bag and they're ready to talk about it, the energy is palpable, both from Asus and Microsoft, and also from the other folks that have laid hands on these devices. I'm also feeling another kind of energy, the energy to tell you about our
shit.
War Thunder, take to the skies, strike from the sea. And
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
With War Thunder's
What else we got? I wanted to see some Switch 2 reviews. Let's see, Switch 2. There you go.
It's finally here, my Nintendo Switch 2. Oh, it was a dream again. No, it's not a dream. My Nintendo Switch 2 is finally here. Is it more expensive than the original Switch? Absolutely. Is it better than the original Switch? In every conceivable way, that looks like a big, fat yes as well. Starting, of course, with the display. We go from 6.2 inches to, oh my goodness, an above average.
It looks huge.
9 inches. Dude, it's huge. Like, I've seen pictures, but good Lord. It's heavy too. Even without the Joy-Cons, this probably weighs about as much as my original Switch. Maybe I could get over that thanks to the 1080p up to 120 hertz variable refresh rate, not to mention support for HDR. That HDR support, honestly, a little bit controversial because while Nintendo did add support for high dynamic range, which I'm very excited to see, what they dropped was the OLED panel technology that we saw in the Switch OLED. So
just wait till we get a Switch OLED too.
Perfect inky blacks of OLED, or do you want the vastly increased performance of the Switch 2? And you really will be making that choice thanks to not unprecedented, but certainly very generous backwards compatibility with the Switch 2. Now, before we get any further,
oh shit!
To write home about here, generally larger Joy-Cons, making them better for adult hands. Vastly
they look big.
Shoulder buttons. To be clear, they're still not amazing. You're still gaming on a Joy-Con, but wow, huge improvement. Here's the little release button for the magnetic attachment mechanism. We'll take a look at that in a second. And oh wow, the regular shoulder, much improved over the original Joy-Con as well. That's a nice little click. Let's go ahead and pop this on. That is surprisingly secure. I expected I was going to be able to just kind of rip it off. And I can, but not unless I do it on purpose. Wow, that's pretty good. I wasn't actually quite finished looking at the Joy-Con. Both of them have optical sensors in them now, so you can use them as the world's worst mouse. And before we get any further, I guess we should probably have a look at some of the other things that are inside the notoriously not protective box. Apparently, some people have been stapling receipts to the front of this and damaging the screen, so hopefully Nintendo can clue into that and start packing it screen side down like the same person. All right, what do we got? Mario Kart World Code, already redeemed. Sorry, don't even try. Let's go.
Do you care that it's not a physical copy of the game?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I buy all my games digitally for my original Switch.
Ooh.
I know, I'm a filthy scrub, but like what, I'm gonna go to a store? I'm a digital game guy, so I understand.
That's what I'm saying.
Be upset that it doesn't come with a physical cart. I can't say that I am as upset, but I also haven't been in a position where I've like gone to sell one of my games and been kind of pissed. So high-speed certified HDMI cable. The Switch 2 will do up to 4K 60 Hz HDR connected to a compatible TV. Ooh, wrist straps. Yep, looked at those once for the original Switch and then never used them, but sure, let's check them out.
You didn't use your wrist straps?
Why would I use my wrist straps?
Who doesn't use the wrist straps? That's interesting.
It's a pretty decent little mechanism. I can't say that it really does anything for ergonomics this time around, though. If anything, it just kind of puts these mouse feet in the way of reaching the shoulder buttons. Can't say I'm a huge fan of that, but I'm sure Nintendo knows what they're doing, and many gamers were demanding to have a mouse built into the Joy-Con so that they could do this.
Do stuff.
Are these the left and right click?
Probably.
Wow. I didn't believe
I need to know how that works, or how well that works, I should say.
Like leak summary videos, I was like, no. You know, it is more stable than I expected.
Like if it works, then it works.
Oh my god!
I can't really complain about it.
They expect you to wear the mouse gates are on the wrist strap. So they expect you to wear the wrist strap while using it as a mouse? Safety first, baby. What I really want to do is just see the display. Okay, they've got another one of those little controller adapter majigs. Did they somehow make the ergonomics of this worse? The size does not feel like a benefit here. It's so like, you see what I mean? Like it doesn't.
All right, I'll be back,
like
chat. I need to go to the restroom.
I mean,
BRB.
Pro Controller 2, here it is. See, look, Nintendo does understand that your arms come from your shoulders, and therefore you need an angle here in order for the hands to meet in the middle. Considering what they charge for their Pro controllers, that is still pretty damn mid. How do you not even have analog triggers? Good lord. Joysticks feel a little better. Still not Hall effect, by the way. Chat button, headphone jack. Oh, paddles. Okay, that's kind of neat. Easy to ignore if you don't really care about them. A 60-watt charger to take care of the 5,200 milliamp hour battery. Reasonably compact, actually. Love to see it. That is not the world's longest USB-C cable, but I just gotta say, even though it's not new for the Switch 2, I'm so grateful that Nintendo switched over to USB-C from their proprietary nonsense that I'm not even gonna complain about this cable because I can so easily replace it. Really is not a very long cable for something that I might be plugged into the wall while I'm using though. Now for the dock. Unlike the original Switch, which does have a dock, obviously, to help you charge your Joy-Cons and also quickly connect to your TV, this one includes active cooling that actually turns the Switch 2 up to 11, allowing it to run at a higher resolution and frame rate compared to if you're running it in handheld mode. Ethernet connectivity is included along with HDMI, and there's your power in, and that is about it, my friends. Actually, it feels kind of cheap. Sorry, there's a couple USB 2 ports over here. You know what's crazy? The timing of this is like amazing. My kids, all 3 of them, just picked up Breath of the Wild. Just like randomly in the lead up to the Switch 2 launch. And I'm like, part of me is like, oh yeah, it's a really great game. I hope you guys are enjoying it. But the other part of me is like, yo, the Switch 2 is coming and you'll be able to play it at not 21 FPS in the dips very, 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 very soon. All right, first time holding it. I didn't think 400 grams was gonna feel that heavy. Man, they really did not reinvent the wheel here. If you liked the launcher of the original Switch, you will love this. And if you didn't, then too bad. Here's a Switch OLED. Sorry, I'm thinking. Okay, this is gonna sound crazy, but even though the thickness is identical, like Nintendo's got a thing for things that are 13.9 millimeters thick. Because it's so much bigger and because it's heavier, even though it's just 115 grams heavier than the Switch
Okay.
OLED, it just feels.
I am back.
Feels like
I am back,
dense.
and it's time for a critical
I
encounter.
don't think it's going to be significantly more fatiguing than the older consoles. Like, I think the magnetic mechanism, in spite of being larger and therefore.
Do I have? No, I don't have a Switch 2 yet.
Feels tighter. Here's something that should be identical.
I wish, but I can't afford it.
Okay. The Breath of the Wild icon. Man, that OLED pops, doesn't it? What I can say for sure is that both of these are worlds better in terms of brightness and saturation compared to the original Switch, but like, I should certainly hope so when we've got a new HDR display. Power button, volume rocker, substantially larger exhaust fan, which I guess makes sense when you consider the more powerful NVIDIA processor that's on the new Switch 2.
Yeah.
Top USB-C, here's our game cart port. Or should I say game key? Yes, my friends, Nintendo's changes around their game cartridges has sparked more than a little bit of controversy. The microphone that Nintendo says will allow for clear voice communication, yes, even from across the room. That kind of remains to be seen, but that'll probably have to wait for our
doubt.
Bottom-mounted USB-C port, personally, huge fan of this design change. As much as I, love a bottom-mounted port for holding like this, once you rest it on the desk or you have it in your lap, kind of sucks. Of course, Nintendo's real reason for it is so that you can attach this camera. I don't think that I could care less about this camera if I tried. Nintendo intends it to be used with their game chat feature, which, again, somewhat controversially, is going to be
Yeah, no one's gonna use that. It's gonna be like the Kinect. Like the Kinect on the Xbox 360.
Online subscription. So
Oh, it's the Xbox One? Probably the one.
Won't use it. It's got a privacy screen integrated though. That's always nice to see. Comes with a USB cable. It's cute in a
hi, I'm an eye in your living room
kind of way. Not that I think Nintendo's going to do anything particularly creepy with any of the data, just because I just don't care. And if you don't use chat, that new C button, kind of useless. I really just want to play games, but I feel like I should poke around in the system settings at least a little bit. Bluetooth headsets supported right out of the gate this time. That took them a little while on the original Switch. Wi-Fi 6 should result in significantly faster game downloads, which is
Wi-Fi 6 is good.
Games are fair bit bigger with higher resolution textures.
Mm-hmm.
Much more storage. We get 256 gigs of onboard storage.
Oh, wow.
A micro SD expansion. Oh, right. Yep. It would be under the new and improved kickstand.
I'm glad they kept it.
Man, especially when you compare this to the OG Switch. This was like unacceptable. The OLED is fine, I guess. This is a huge improvement. I can put it at basically any angle that I would want to, and it will stick exactly where I put it. Huge. And
cool.
Yes, micro SD expansion down there. Who would have thought Nintendo would be the first of the big game console companies to support industry standard storage? And did I even mention that it's upgraded?
Oh, I'm
It's
so
now
dead.
micro SD
I am so
Plus,
dead.
Which is flipping way faster. So good guy
Yup.
Nintendo, but also to my knowledge, you still can't back up your saves to it unless you like have Nintendo Online. So
That's so
bad
stupid.
guy, Nintendo.
That
I'll
is
just
so
until
stupid.
they fix that, I am not buying a Nintendo Online subscription. So, by the way,
Yeah.
one more quick thing about the storage slot is you cannot use regular micro SD. It's not fast enough. I totally get that. Cool. I mean, I guess this is the thing about it being the sequel to the Switch. It's Switch, but better. And this is just
Is it like a
so much
Switch
more generally
Pro?
refined and complete
That is my
with the original
my
Switch.
only concern.
Very comprehensive menus for audio and display. Check this out. RGB range. I can adjust whether I want to do high refresh rate, auto low latency mode. Dude, that's great. Can make HDR adjustments. In general, I guess that's a benefit to this being the sequel to the original Switch, is it just feels very feature complete right out of the box. Can I play games now?
After we talk about D-Brand.
Oh yeah, right. First we got to talk about D-Brand. D-Brand is showing off their new Switch 2 compatible kill switch. It's the everything accessory, improving the ergonomics and ruggedness of the Switch 2, as well as acting as a protective travel case and
I'm dead.
there's a
I'm dead. I'm
front
dead. I'm
screen
dead.
that you can actually see through to see your games, which is kind of cool, translucent, little something like that. And of course, a 3-piece protective cover that, oh, that's really impressive. Still gives you access to all of the I/O and features that you would need from your Switch 2. They also sell screen protectors, by the way. Look at that. You can totally still use the kickstand, which is really nice. Now let's throw these onto our Joy-Cons. Vast improvement in ergonomics there. And
They look cool.
because it's D-Brand, you can get vinyl skins to customize the look of your console. They went to great lengths to color match the salmon and blue that are the Switch 2's colors. Oh, here, hold on, sorry. Oop. Let's go ahead and get this one changed out. Looks sharp, doesn't it? The game cart holder is magnetic, so if you don't want it for whatever reason, you do not have to carry that around. You're an all-digital boy.
Oh, I shouldn't have gone to this
What else
guy.
we got in here? A couple of joystick grippies, and of course,
Oh, is bro AFK?
how the heck
Yeah,
is
bro
this
is
supposed to
AFK.
fit in the
Of
original
course.
dock? Well,
Of
it doesn't.
course.
So you use this adapter, but D-Brand is extremely proud of the work that they've done to ensure that you still get 4K pass-through, even when you take this and shwomp, put it on like that. Let's go. And you still get the benefit of the
That looks
cooling fan,
clunky.
too, which is pretty remarkable.
Looks a little
It's chunky,
clunky.
but thankfully this sits in your living room, so it shouldn't be a major concern. This is how the travel case goes on, a little bungee like that. And to get yours, you just got to go to shortlinus.com. Regardless of how I feel about the ergonomic improvements of the kill switch, I'll be spending the rest of the video just gaming with the D-Brand skins on, because this is supposed to be an impression of the product itself. Okay, Breath of the Wild, let's go. I haven't touched this in years, so I'm gonna suck, but I know what it's supposed to look like.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that.
Nintendo says the speakers are way better.
2,
I thought I'd need a
1.
side-by-side.
Move, 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 move. Okay, I'm good. I'm good.
They
I'm good.
are
I'm good.
Way better. Dude, these are like really good. Oh man, that screen though. It's amazing what a difference just like a fraction of an inch can make. Is
I
this
want
still
one.
running
I
at
really
30
do.
FPS? Do you have to buy the enhanced edition to not run at 30 FPS?
Yeah.
What? You gotta
That's
be
that's
kidding me.
dumb. That
To
is
its
just
credit,
dumb.
It's a locked, solid 30 FPS, but
That is
come
dumb.
on, man. Nintendo, man,
That's the most Nintendo
you
thing.
suck sometimes. Not only that, but you need the enhanced edition to get the additional save slot, HDR, and the quicker loading times. Like, it's faster hardware. It should just run
better.
While we wait for that to install, let's check out the HDR experience with Mario Kart World. No, well, don't have the timing down. Okay, how much of a thing is drifting? Okay, wow, that sucked. Look, this is my first time playing, okay? I've never played a Mario Kart game before. Dude, this screen looks really good. It's bigger and better to the point where I would say it makes a substantial difference to my old man eyes ability to play the game. Here's something crazy though. I gotta confess, I didn't even think about the frame rate. I'm not used to that when I'm gaming on a Switch. Normally it's like, oh yeah, there's a hiccup, there's a stutter, there's a little frame drop. Yeah, it's butter smooth. I think it's only 60 FPS, but a smooth 60 FPS, especially on a variable refresh rate display, feels pretty darn good. But we can get more than 60 FPS if we switch over to the TV, so let's do that. Dude, I can't believe there's like, what's that old game called? Wave something.
Wave Racer.
Yeah, I can't believe there's a Wave Racer level! I have not really gotten into a Mario Kart game since Mario Kart DS.
Damn, throwback.
The fact that there's a Wave Racer level already has me pretty interested in playing this. I don't know, dude, this is awesome. Feels so smooth. Not accustomed to that on a Nintendo console, not gonna lie. Dude, I have waited so long for a new Switch. Exactly as long as the rest of you. Unless you're young and you weren't around when the Switch 1 came out. Anyway, we're gonna do a full review on LTT apparently.
Cool. Let's watch MKBHD's. I like MKBHD's videos.
All right, it's finally here. Nintendo sent this box over, and inside this box is our Nintendo Switch 2. It's our $449 Nintendo Switch 2. Actually, there's a bunch of stuff in this box. There is the Nintendo Switch 2 plus the Mario Kart World bundle. That's $499. There's also a Switch 2 camera in here, which is $55. There's also a Switch 2 Pro controller, which is $85. And there's a physical copy of Mario Kart World, which would be $80 if you got one, which we'll need to play today because the digital copy doesn't work until tomorrow. So, kind of a pricey box, but let's just jump in.
Damn.
With none other than our Ridge MKBHD knife, of course.
Must
by the way,
be nice.
I have over here a Switch 1 and a Switch 1 OLED because I've gotten to compare like back and forth between seeing one and seeing the other, but I want to look at them next to each other. So let's jump in. Here's the Switch 2 Pro controller. Switch 2.
Okay.
Mario Kart World. There it is.
I'm still trying to get Calamity Bound, but that's just not coming up at all.
Switch 2 camera, and of course a little bit of.
We're gonna go until we get Calamity Bound, apparently.
PDF, so we know what's going on. But that's it. So of course, first we should get into the console itself. That's all anyone's really here for anyway. So
Calamity Bound.
There you go. That's the box you're gonna see in stores and Best Buy and everything. There they are, right on top. The big new Joy-Con.
I wonder how much of a gamer MKBHD is. Like, I'm sure he's played a lot, but I don't know.
The console itself. Right.
He doesn't really make a lot of gaming content.
Every time I see it, nice big 7.9-inch screen, thin bezels, pretty sleek. There you go. USB-C port on top. Got those pins on the side. We'll talk more about those in a second. But yeah, that's the console right there. But what else comes in this box here? HDMI cable, nice. And then of course your two attachments for the Joy-Cons and the wrist straps, and that's it for here. This is a wall plug, single USB-C port on that. USB Type-C cable, so that's your charger right here. Here's your little hub to attach both Joy-Cons. Last but not least, the dock with the fans in it that does 4K out to the TV with this new shape. I think first thing I want to do is just attach.
That looks fancy.
That's the thing that I miss. When I first got to see those magnetic Joy-Cons, it's just so satisfying. This little mechanism here that pops a Joy-Con off of the Switch, It attaches super.
I wonder if
well,
it could.
but
Like,
just
can
press
you
the little detachable
pull
like
it?
that, and then
Can you
just
pull it out?
So that's nice.
Without
Kinda
pushing the
wonder how durable
button?
These pins are, if they're gonna break. I've been told they have a little bit of give on purpose, so that if you do knock up against it or drop it or something, it won't instantly break. Now these here are the little bumpers, because you might actually end up using these a little bit more often, at least if the games support the new feature where the Joy-Cons can be used as a mouse. These little things, they're also made of plastic, a little bit of give to them, but they're still pretty sturdy. And they attach to the Joy-Cons themselves. So, if I throw this bumper on here, just like that, hooks on the bottom, and there you go. So there's your Joy-Cons as mice, and also with the bumpers on if you wanted to hand hold your controller. Everybody's used to this experience. But I have some other unboxings to get to, so I'm gonna do these too. Let's do the camera first. So some of you may remember Nintendo's Connect event where they showed this new camera. Basically, while you're doing gameplay, you hit this new C button, and it opens this share menu, and it's supposed to be this much more social console where you can share your gameplay with other people at the same time, or even share a video feed of your face, which is overlaid over your gameplay, to someone else who is playing at the same time. Could be
That's
cool.
interesting.
I don't even know if you might be able to live stream that feed. I'm not exactly sure if you want to do that, but this is that tiny little camera, and yeah, it's just as tiny and cute as I remember. And then another USB Type-C cable for that. There's this little bezel around the front that lets you manually, physically open and close it. You got that? That's nice. So we got our Pro Controller here, which is going to be sick for some games. I don't know if I'm going to use this for Mario Kart World, but here is your $85 Pro Controller. USB Type-C cable to USB Type-A on the other end. Oh, it's kind of heavy. It's got some weight to it that I didn't actually expect.
That's a cool looking controller. I kind of just want the controller for the controller.
Central weight where I'm sure battery and haptics all are. So, okay. Switch 2. I'm going to put these Joy-Cons back on and fire it up for the first time.
Let's go.
It's so much faster than before. Also, the dock here is nice because you can just, ideally...
Come on, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh shit! Oh no 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 no! Oh, that was bad. That was really bad.
Any give at all? So I'm a little surprised to see so much wiggle. I think it's about time to start playing some games.
Me too.
Oh yeah.
It kind of looks OLED to me. Like, I know it's not, but it just has that look.
Speakers are bigger. It's crisp. English, yes. The Americas, yes. Accept the agreement, yes. Okay, about to download update data. I heard about this day 1 update. You can continue setting it up while the update downloads, sure. What time zone am I in? Last thing just get a look at this physical game because the cartridge slot is still at the top. So if I were to, in the future, maybe not get the bundle at launch, but get the physical Mario Kart World game, this is what one of those nice cartridges is going to look like.
Is the box different?
So much plastic. This is a massive package for this
Like nothing in there.
Little cartridge right here, but this is the game. Those are your pins. There we go. MKBHD is logged in. Very nice. More users can be added if the system will be used by other people. Good to know. To Parrots and Guardians, set up your controls. Don't have any cards to add, but I would if I did. And then to set up the complete at home. Great. First look at the home screen on the Switch too.
Oh! I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
So I could obviously jump in and download an app or game right now, but I think the move is
Stick that right in there.
Straight Mario Kart World. Nice. Software feed's available. It'll download now.
Oh, what?
It's me. Sorry, I should say.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
It's a me. This new bigger screen. 7.9-inch display looks way better. 120 hertz looks so much better.
Am I gonna buy it? I don't know yet. I don't think Mario Kart World by itself is worth it. So I'm kind of just waiting to see what else comes out.
This is the Switch 1. This is my Switch 1.
That's what I'm doing.
Colorware Switch 1, so that's why it looks a little different. It's got the paint all over the Joy-Cons and the back, and it looks super sweet. But this is the old kickstand, and this is the old Switch 1 size. This is the new Switch kickstand, and the new Switch size. The thickness is roughly the same, but obviously much bigger screen, much better looking screen, higher refresh rate, more storage.
Let's go.
Obvious upgrade. But this is David's Switch OLED, which they did upgrade some other
Let's
things
see. Oh, I'm halfway through getting capped.
So this
Nice.
is the difference that we're talking about. This is the Switch OLED on the bottom, Switch 2 on the top. And this has happened so many times in like even the smartphone world and the tablet world, where we say, oh, you know, we're nerds, we're really pixel peeping, we really want to see a higher fidelity, better looking display. But at the end of the day, most people just want a bigger screen.
Yeah.
And that's what the Switch 2 is delivering. We also fully
That makes sense.
expect, if we're being reasonable, there's probably going to be a Switch 2 OLED at some point in the next like 2 years or something. So
Yeah, that's gonna be
I
the
wouldn't shocked
refresh.
when that shows up, and that's even more expensive, but that's a bigger OLED display that's also 120
I'll probably wait for the OLED one, not gonna lie.
Some other things that upgrade the console, like they weren't afraid of a new kickstand design and some other things for Switch OLED, but yeah. Oh god, I didn't actually think this through. That is fun. Yeah, these Joy-Cons are so much better than the old ones. Here, I'll just show you. Since we have them, we can actually do the direct comparison. You have to pull the little pin in, slot it up like that. And first of all, it's larger, which does make a difference. It's a little more ergonomic. But then also every single button is bigger, the joystick is bigger. I saw that there was a pre-installed screen protector on the Switch, and it's true. I can see it. I'm gonna get a macro shot of it so you can see what I'm seeing. But they say don't remove it. And now that I've seen the instructions, okay.
Wonder why. I heard that
If
too.
you want to install one on top of it, that's cool too. Like D-Brand has a Prism screen protector you can install on top of this one, and that will hold it and protect whatever's underneath. Now, one of the big Switch 2 talking points, which I mentioned in that last video, was that game that essentially acts as a tutorial to learn about your Switch doesn't come with it. It's not free, and it's not here. But
Oh, that's weird.
There are some built-in tutorial things, like how to use mouse controls. If I pop one of these off, select next, and follow the on-screen guides, put the bumper on. Oh, there it is. Shows up immediately. So I don't know if you can see that, but I am using this as a controller, and then I'm also able to scroll inside windows, which is kind of nice. And then of course I can select using that top button. So it works pretty well. I think there's gonna be a couple of games that do immediately support this out the box, but it's probably not something a lot of them are expecting to use. Like I did that wheelchair soccer game when I was doing a demo when I first tried to Switch 2, and it worked pretty well, but yeah, we'll see what other games end up using that. So for those wondering what the rest
Yeah, I
of
don't know how that camera is gonna go for people.
Looks pretty familiar. Got your picture up at the top because that's your account, and I'm sure I'll blur my friend code so nobody spams me. But then of course your games, and then underneath, game chat's in there, settings are in here. I can go to, let's see, can I change my display refresh rate? TV resolution is automatic, but up to 4K, which is great. So it doesn't look like I can decide to go down to 60 hertz. This is for just TV. Yeah, I feel like these new Joy-Cons are almost as much of an upgrade as the new screen. Just having these huge new buttons, the whole Joy-Con being bigger, ergonomically it's better, the haptics are better. I should probably drop the sound a little bit, but yeah, it is much better to game on an individual Joy-Con with the new ones. So if you're thinking about Switch 2, is
That's
it
cool.
really that much of an upgrade? Is it that different to game on it? It's gonna feel different because of the Joy-Cons just as much as the screen. So here's all three Switches all lined up next to each other. Switch 1, OG, Switch OLED, new kickstand, OLED screen, Switch 2. Obviously the biggest difference is just that it's bigger. I mean, just as my first impression, the bigger Joy-Cons make such a big difference, so most people are gonna enjoy bigger Joy-Cons and bigger screen. We also are expecting an OLED version later. I'm going to get to much more detail in the full review, but also if you're considering getting a Switch 2, you're probably also thinking about getting a case, in which case you should consider the Kill Switch by channel sponsor Dbrand. Okay, so this is the Kill Switch case. Also, it looks like Dbrand left a note which says, we know there's a lot of features, but they're all pretty important. Think you can try to fit them in the end roll? I'll try. So this is the case. It's got this super rigid travel cover, crush proof. You can just toss this thing around, which is great. But then with this little bungee, which is kind of sick, you take the cover off.
Okay, I think that's just an ad for the rest of the video.
10 slots, magnetic holders for your games.
Let's see.
But then even once you got the cover off, it's still protected and you have full access to the kickstand, which is sick. You can still fully remove the Joy-Cons.
Ooh, the durability test.
The Nintendo Switch 2. Out of the millions of Switches made, you kinda gotta feel sorry for the one that ends up on my desk. Nintendo says this Switch 2 has 10 times the graphic performance of the previous model. And, like I sure hope it does, since the last one got released nearly a decade ago. It's hard to be too mad about the delay though, since Nintendo's games are pretty timeless. And they went to great lengths to match my own jerry-rig knife, and I appreciate the effort. Inside the box we have our HDMI cable, some Joy-Con leashes, a Joy-Con grip, a 60-watt USB-C charger, and my favorite piece of kit, the 4K docking station. Breath of the Wild just got real. The biggest physical change, aside from the larger screen, is how the Joy-Cons attach to the Switch 2 body. They use magnets this time around, and you already know that we're gonna find out how strong those magnets are.
I'm excited for that.
How fragile that connection may or may not be.
Yup.
With the Joy-Cons fully inserted, it is possible to just rip them away from the Switch 2 with brute force alone, not using the release latch. These will need to just fall out
interesting.
on their own, of course. But throughout my testing, sometimes I found it was just easier to pull them away instead of hunting.
I wonder if that like harms it or like
rotate the whole Joy-Con away from the
makes it weaker.
And I imagine I won't be the only one just skipping the release button altogether as time goes on. Also, fun fact, Nintendo has apparently coated all of their game cartridges in the world's most bitter substance called denatonium benzoate. This is to deter little kids from eating it, and I can confirm it is negative amounts of delicious, and I highly recommend that nobody lick these things. There is a
I've licked it before.
Surrounding some of these game cartridges, since some only include a key to download a game rather than the game being loaded on the cartridge itself. And yeah, that's pretty lame. So keep an eye out for those. This particular yucky tasting cartridge does have a full game installed on it though, so at least with this one we can play instantly without a download. I'll lower the volume, and of course I'm Team Luigi, if you catch my drift. In order for us to find out what the Switch 2 is made from, we gotta pull out the Mohs scale of hardness. If the screen is made from plastic, we'll see scratches at level 2 or 3. Glass screens will scratch at a 5 or 6.
Yeah, I'm Team Luigi too.
Nintendo splurged a bit and gave us Sapphire, that would scratch at level 8 or 9. However, very
that was
quickly
bad.
we see again that Nintendo has given us a level 3 plastic screen. This is not ideal. There is a permanently installed plastic layer on top of the Switch 2 display. This is not a temporary screen protector, it is extremely well secured and permanently affixed to the device. As you can see from my keys, anything metal that comes in contact with this screen will indeed leave a mark.
Oh, that hurts. That just hurts to watch.
The docking station won't leave any marks, but that also doesn't spark a whole lot of confidence. I understand that Nintendo is trying to keep screens from shattering by putting this plastic buffer layer over the top, but these permanent marks are going to be hard to swallow. And it's good to know that the screen
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm not dead. I'm not dead.
Be cosmetically damaged very easily. The only way to avoid marking up the soft exterior screen is with a glass screen protector. And if I could be so bold, I'd recommend a Prism screen protector from my channel sponsor Dbrand, mostly because it has an easy to install, foolproof applicator. With the Joy-Cons off, we can pull out the dust removal layer and give a single simple swipe down the middle of the applicator and wait a few seconds. And now we have what the Switch 2 should have shipped with in the first place, a perfectly installed glass screen protector, which as per usual is getting no marks at a level 5. Dbrand has a deal right now where you save $35 if you buy it with a Kill Switch case. Oh no, Jerry, why did you break it? 1, because the durability test isn't over yet, and 2, Dbrand ships 2 of these Switch 2 screen protectors in every box. So if my Switch survives the rest of this test,
good guy Dbrand apparently.
The link is down in the description. I still think having a plastic screen in 2025 is pretty wild. Moving over to the orange Joy-Cons, we find a whole lot more
that was
what we expected.
That was not good. That was not really good.
Plastic game chat button, and the joystick has a very thick rubber cap on the surface. There's definitely no durability issues here.
I'm always worried for his thumbs. Like, he gets so close to his own thumbs with that knife. I wonder how often he cuts himself.
Meaning that no matter how many hours or decades you play this Switch 2, these letters will never rub away. Getting a closer look at the Joy-Cons, we find
oh, I'm alive. I'm alive.
Trigger buttons
okay.
are actually made with steel this time around. Big rectangular blocks of metal that are able to magnetically secure to the Switch 2 body. In the center is where that port that charges the Joy-Con sits, along with the optical sensor that lets the Joy-Cons become a mouse. And of course, the famous tri-point Nintendo screws that still hold everything together.
Oh!
I'm going to take these things apart during the teardown, assuming it doesn't just all break open before the end of this video, of course. Now, there has been some concern online about this little port here that receives the Joy-Cons. I'm kind of nervous for it as well, to be honest, but it does have a little play. There's some wiggle back and forth, which might end up being a feature instead of a bug. Being totally rigid would probably make it more prone to breaking, but we'll find out for sure here in a second. You can kind of see the magnetic field that emanates from the dual magnets in the Switch with this piece of green magnet paper. But since the magnets are kind of deeply recessed inside of the Switch 2, we can get a better look when we open her up. Putting the magnet paper on the Joy-Cons themselves doesn't reveal anything, meaning all of the magnets are just inside the console, and not the
interesting.
controller. If the magnets were closer to the surface of the Switch, they would look kind of like these wireless charging magnets on my grip case. Magnets are pretty cool, and I have no idea how they work. Near the game console slot, there's a top USB-C port that sits right next to a headphone jack, and a fan vent, which has some metal fins inside. The Switch 2 does not have any water resistance at all, so definitely keep it away from liquids. The volume rocker and power button are plastic and are not removable. The bottom of the Switch 2 has dual stereo
I'll be right back, chat.
on either
BRB.
side of the lower USB-C docking port. The speaker openings are covered with some really thin wire mesh. That mesh can be torn, but it won't be falling out on its own. I imagine the mesh is mostly here to keep larger debris from flowing into the console due to the airflow from the cooling fan. The kickstand on the Switch 2 is a massive improvement over the tiny little guy that came with the Switch 1. And unlike the rest of the Switch, this guy's made from metal. And I mean, don't get me wrong, plastic is not a bad thing, it's what helps keep the price of the Switch so low. It's a tad hard to fathom that kids who were born when the Switch 1 was released are now in the 3rd grade. Personally, I think Nintendo could speed up the release cadence a little bit. But let's see if any of this new generation of gamers can tell me what this is in the comments. The only decor on the Switch 2 that might end up rubbing off over time is the logo on the back. The logo's just printed right on top of the surface. And I'm glad Nintendo didn't use this same kind of printing on the buttons. I'm now the only one in the world with the Nintendo It though, so that's kind of cool. And I'm not much of a traveling gamer myself. I leave my Switch docked to the TV like 99% of the time. I do, however, like that Nintendo made the Joy-Con grip look smarter than it is by allowing LEDs from the Joy-Cons to shine up through the center of the grip when it's connected. The grip is also surprisingly strong, locking out in every direction and not falling apart or releasing the Joy-Cons even under extreme pressure. So far so good. One thing I haven't seen anyone bring up though is that while previously the Joy-Cons would only mount to the Switch in one direction, this Switch 2 however can mount the Joy-Cons on opposite sides, upside down, or even backwards. It's gonna add a whole new level of difficulty to speedrunning. But today we aren't here to play backwards. The Switch 2 has a 7.9-inch 120Hz 1080p HDR display with twice as many pixels as the Switch from a decade ago. And don't try this at home obviously, but after about 10 seconds we can see from the pixels going black and recovering that the screen
I'm back.
is HD. Kind of amazing that everything is still functioning even after all it's been through. Thumbs up for that. But the worst is still yet to come. If Nintendo is only going to make one new console every decade, it needs to be structurally durable enough to last that whole time. And
That's
as
true.
we can see from the first bend, when a lot of force is applied,
dang,
the Joy-Cons just kind of like to pop off on their own. And in my
Okay.
opinion, this is actually a good thing. For one,
Yeah, it's not
the
bad.
angle of the bending Joy-Cons doesn't appear to damage the internal pins, no matter how many times the Joy-Con is aggressively ripped off or forced off the console backwards. Moving over to the blue controller and popping it off very aggressively forwards, both the controller and the Switch 2 itself.
Isn't Calamity
remain
unbound?
adapted.
No,
But this
I'm
time
never
it's
gonna
not
get it,
gentle
chat.
or
I am
anything.
just never gonna get
It
it.
is not disturbed or flexed beyond what it can handle. When I first saw the Switch 2 announced, I definitely had my doubts. But after holding the Switch 2 and feeling how the Joy-Cons connect, I'm very much more confident now in its ability to survive everyday life. The Switch 2 would have to go through some extremely wild and crazy situations, beyond what we do here, to sustain any permanent structural damage. It is very susceptible to cosmetic damage, however, especially the screen, but at least it'll still be functioning. Like a lizard shedding its tail, the Joy-Cons just pop off unscathed if anything weird happens. One thing that would bother me quite a bit though, considering Nintendo's dark history with the Joy-Con drift, is throwing the Switch 2 into a backpack with the joysticks ding-a-linging around all willy-nilly.
Oh, I'm
Thankfully,
first?
B-Brand also has
What?
a solution for that, and they're calling it the kill switch. This protects your Switch from every angle while still letting the controllers detach. The ergonomic grips add even more protection while making the Joy-Cons easier to hold, and my favorite part is the travel case keeps the joysticks from being kinked and smashed, while at the same time holding up to 10 of the disgustingly delicious game cartridges. D-Brand secures the whole thing with Dyneema bungee cord, which is the strongest fiber in the world. Stronger than steel and light enough to float on water. It does seem like a little overkill at first, but I've been told that this is the only material that won't fray after 10,000 attachment and removal cycles. And with how long it takes Nintendo to release a new console, this case needs to last for a really
Forever.
long time. If you get the kill switch and
Takes
the
them
Prism
forever.
screen protector at the same time, you'll save $35, and I'll leave a link for them down in the video description. Now, if you'll excuse me for a bit, I do have to go see what Hyrule looks like in 4K. The Nintendo Switch 2 passes my durability test a lot better than I thought it would, and thanks a ton for watching. I'll see you around.
That's pretty good. Okay.
This is Vance.
Let's see, what else can we watch?
The Nintendo
Ooh, let's watch this.
You know what? I kind of want to talk about OC. Here's my first problem. Why did they take away the queue? I feel like that they should have kept the queue. The queue was very good. I want to start off by saying that I think Boja was a significant upgrade in almost every single way. Boja was the best of these exploration zones in my opinion. It had 1v1s, it had the queue to critical engagements. They removed queue to stop people AFKing from CEs and make them do fates. I mean, I don't know. If they wanted to do that, instead of removing the queue, there could have been an incentive. They could have gave you an incentive to actually kill the monsters. The quality of critical engagement, I feel, is very good. It's very good in this one. But there's no queue and there's no 1v1, so it's just a straight downgrade. We're going to talk about all the bad stuff first and get it out of the way. Probably the biggest and huge downgrade is Fork Tower. Fork Tower, the accessibility is absolute god-awful, and I don't know why they took 2 steps back. Okay, it's
Interesting.
even worse than BA. Okay, so BA was bad. Like BA
That's
was really bad.
Baldessian
because,
Arsenal.
You had people stealing portals, and it was like,
Ooh.
It was just really
Ouch.
shit. It was really inaccessible for some people, and there was no reason for that. There was no reason. Like, BA was pretty cool content, but getting in there was like, fucking horrible. And I feel like everyone would agree, or okay, not everyone, but a majority of people would agree that DRS being a queue was much better than this fucking garbage that we have now. There might be people that actually like it more, but I think those people are dumb. So DRS queue was just vastly superior in like every way, man. It was so good. It was so fucking good. Fork Tower is an amazing instance. Okay, I'm
excited to play it. I wish I could unlock it.
But the problem is getting into it is a fucking complete buzzkill. It's really bad, and it's actually worse than BA. And the reason why it's worse than BA is because, oh Jesus, is because in BA, yeah, you had to queue up with portals, but once you got your portal, you were done. Whereas this, you can put in a cipher and still get cucked, if that makes sense. So this,
ouch.
You have to like put in a cipher and then stand on the pad. But the problem is you only need 16 people to put in the cipher. So once 16 people put in the cipher, you don't technically need to put in a cipher. Now let's say that you do for safety, because the only thing you need to do to get into the instance is stand on the pad. Once you stand on the pad, you're going to take
I shouldn't have done this. Oops.
Over the other people as long as you put in a cipher.
That was my bad. That was my bad.
Is that, let's say that some random also puts in a cipher. Okay, well, then that means that you no longer have priority. Now you're fighting for a spot like with them, and that's a problem. Like, that's a
Bro.
It's like right here, right? Okay. All right. So anyway, okay,
too
here
many
it is.
stacks.
Wait. Whoa. Okay, this is it. This is it. Does he get it? Does he get? No! Fuck! Dude, this is so. Okay. You know what? We're moving on. We're fucking moving on. Okay, here is another problem I have with this fucking shit.
That was not the right
fact
button.
That the job stones are a random drop. They're a random fucking drop. You should be able to get these fucking sub jobs without having like being at the mercy of RNG. That's the fucking problem with this shit place. Okay, there's way too much RNG. Like, it's already grindy enough. Okay, it's already grindy enough. But when you add in layers of RNG, it makes it even worse. So, like, I have been playing non-stop this fucking content. I have killed that bait tons of times, and I still don't have the fucking Oracle Jobstone.
Bro
and
is
there's literally
mad.
nothing I can do to speed up the process. There's nothing I can do. Sometimes you get like, dude, I have gotten, okay, I didn't get the Berserker one until way late. I got like 7 fucking Ranger ones. There should be a pity system, right? You should be able to turn in X amount of other ones to pick the one that you need. So, like, yes, for those of you that are... Okay, let me ask you a question in chat. How many people in chat right now have been trying to get a specific job stone or sub job, and they just can't get it? Because I have. Like, I don't need Ranger, but I've gotten like 5 Rangers or 7 Rangers or some shit, okay? And you can't trade them either. So I feel like...
Yeah,
that
that's pretty BS.
You can trade them, or you can like turn them in. There should be some type of pity system.
I agree with that. I
Now,
agree with that.
Talking about the RNG. Okay, so look, if you look at my chess piece, it's +2. Okay, but to get the +2, you have to get these. These are Aether Spun Gold. Now those, to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, but to my knowledge, you can only get them out of silver chest. And, well, I guess you can get bronze chest too, but the drop rate's really, really fucking low. I think that that's also really cringe. Like, basically,
let's go.
You're adding RNG to a grindy portion of the game, which is really fucking bad. It's bad.
Yeah, I
it's
agree.
really bad. Like, if you're
I do
gonna
agree
have
with
a
that.
grind, sure. If you're gonna have RNG, I don't like RNG, but sure. But you should not have both. Okay? If you're gonna have a grind, have a pity system. Okay? If you're going to have RNG, have a pity system. No, you can't buy those with silver. You can buy the silver spun with silver, but not the gold. Yeah, so let's talk about the RNG of this. The RNG in here is really bad. Okay, I'll be honest. The saving grace of this entire area, okay? Because honestly, man, the more that I do this area, it's a downgrade in every single way from Baja. This area is actually not very good, okay? In my opinion, this area kind of sucks. Like, how you acquire gear is shitty. The rewards are shitty. The RNG is shitty. It's very repetitive. The saving grace of this, okay? The saving grace of this is the sub-jobs. This right here makes all of those bad things tolerable, okay?
That's true.
In my opinion. Because if you compare this zone to, like, Boja, for example, it's a downgrade in every way. Okay, well, almost every way. The only thing I didn't particularly like about Boja, I didn't like how you had to constantly rebuy the lost actions. So the sub-job system is way better than that. I mean, I think Boja was very different, actually. Boja was very different. It had the same core activities, but the accessibility and extra features it had was vastly superior. It also wasn't heavy on RNG. I also thought it was extremely lazy of them to say that, oh, there's extra rewards in this one, and all they did was put in, like, fucking Boja shit. Or, I mean, like, Pago stuff. Let's say, for instance, that the sub-jobs didn't exist, and you had, like, some stupid elemental wheel or something, like in Eureka. I think this area would be absolute shit tier, and I wouldn't be in here. I would have cleared Fork Tower once and then been done with this place. But because the jobs are so fun, it's like kind of the saving grace. I also think Fork Tower is amazing. I'm a big fan of Fork Tower. I think it was designed very well. But the thing that it kind of like disappoints me, man, is
I'm excited to play it.
It's not going to be accessible for some people. It's just not. And I really hate it when they lock really fun content like that, man. Because, like, not everybody is going to want to do this shit. Not everyone is going to want to slog through, like, 20 fucking levels, you know what I mean? Now, you can argue, well, it's part of the content, so it needs to be in there. That's a valid argument. And I agree to a certain extent. But I think that it should be met halfway. And that halfway should be a queue. You should be able to queue into Fork Tower once you are, once it becomes accessible. There's no reason. Like, I want to know the reason. What benefit, right, does this game have from not being able to queue into it? Like, I want to know the benefit. Because all it does is make the player base hate each other. That's all it does. Because just wait until another month or so when more people are clearing the tower. There's going to be more farm groups. Because to my knowledge right now, only 2 groups have cleared it. I mean, there's going to be a lot more, you know, in the future. There was probably more today, actually. Okay, so it's probably more than 2. So now that more people are clearing, you're going to have more people fighting over instances. You're going to have more people being toxic. All of the arguments between players regarding who gets to go in and shit, that is on Square, okay? That's on Square Enix. So I don't understand why you would ever remove the queue. I can't fucking fathom it, man. I just can't. And I said all of this shit was going to happen. Like, I knew all of this shit was going to happen, man. Because it happened in BA. But now it's even worse. So the fact that they fucked it up again is just, I just can't fathom it. Like, how do you fuck up something that bad again? Like, not only did they fuck it up again in the same way, but they actually made it worse. That's just crazy to me, man. That's fucking crazy to me. Overall, I would rate this area like a 5 out of 10 probably, at best. It's actually pretty shit. They have a lot of shit systems that they should know better. And that's the point here, is that Occult Crescent is held to a higher standard, okay? It's held to a higher standard than the previous ones. And the reason why is because this is a repeat of what they've done in the past. So because it's a repeat of what they've done in the past, they should know better. Like, every time that they implement this type of content, it should be better or at least as good as the last best implementation. Does that make sense? I agree. There's no reason. Like, it's just unacceptable that it's not. And the treasure chest system in this is unacceptable. It's fucking cringe. The fact that there's no duels. Why isn't there any duels? And
yeah,
okay,
that was a little disappointing.
Can't you level in here? Like, why can't you level? It doesn't make any sense. why you can't level. You should be.
I
able
was
to
shocked
level.
about that too.
And why is this gear so garbage? Okay, so I'm gonna suggest an idea to you guys, and I want you to. Oh Jesus! At least hit it once. At least hit it once. No. Okay. I'm gonna suggest an idea to you guys. Okay. Let's pretend for a second that I get to design a part of this. There's an experience earring that you get at the beginning of like each expansion. That earring will level with you. Okay, so what it does is instead of giving you stats, it gives you like a percentage of your main stat. So it syncs
like
with you
EXP
as you
share.
level. All right, so my question here is this type of content is supposed to be for a lot of different players. Okay, it's supposed to be for like relatively new players that just hit level 100. It's supposed to be for returning players. So what they should have done is they should have, one, made this content accessible at level 90. All right.
Yep, I
So
agree
you
with
can come
that.
in here at level 90, and you
I
can
agree
level
with
up.
that.
Now, as you level
It should have
up,
been
you can
that
get the gear.
90 to
This
100
gear-
leveling place.
Yo, you guys ever notice this, man? Look at this, dude. It's called Fatal Allure, and it's next to a dick and balls, dude. There's no way that this isn't either a dick and balls or a bulge in thighs.
Dick
Okay,
and
it's one or
balls.
the other. All right. Anyway, the gear should have been level 90 gear, okay? Because you're never using this gear outside of Boja. Like, you're just not. You know what I mean? The materia on it doesn't even matter. This gear should have been level 90, and it should have scaled with you as you leveled. So as you level in this place, the gear you get in here is good for outside of this place. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that way, like, let's say you're a newer player. You can come into this place, and you can grind, you can do the fates, you can level, and you can also get gear that scales with you outside of this place, and it should scale with you up until level 100. So that way that you can use the gear, like let's say you're trying to do Fork Tower. So this gear is still going to be the best for here, but it also works outside of here, and it works if you're leveling. It's just very strange to me that they chose to make it item level 745. That's very, very weird to me, man. I guess it's like slightly better than Crafted. Maybe not, because Crafted you can pentameld. Maybe, I'm not sure. But my point is that, man, like, even if you could, why the fuck would you even use this? Like, it's going to take you so long to get a full set. And you can upgrade the Crafted, yeah. So you can even upgrade the Crafted. So my point is that 745 item level is very, very weird. And I feel like they didn't think about this. When it's +2, the gear is nearly comparable to current BIS. No, it's not. It's not at all. You do understand that, like, the occult effect doesn't work outside of here, right? It's literally just a dead 745 piece, even at +2. There's no stat change. And here's another thing. So here's the relic. It's also 745. But why? Like, wouldn't it have been cool? Wouldn't it have been cool if this was like a 700 weapon so that you could use it in here? I mean, you basically get it in here anyway. Why couldn't it be a 700 weapon that you can use in here? So let's say, well, what if I want to use the relic outside of here? Well, the problem with that is that you could just get like the primal weapon, yeah? Or you could just get a fucking crafted weapon. Like, they put in this gear that's like worthless outside of this place. And you don't even need like a lot of the gear, if very much at all. Because your mastery level is going to carry your damage like so hard, it's not even funny, man. And also the skills from the jobs. So what they should have done with the relic is they should have made it to where the relic was best in here. And how could they have done that? Well, what they could have done was, you see how this has materia? They could have just took off the materia and added extra secondaries. Because then, even though it scales, since it doesn't have materia, you would be able to use those secondaries, right? So there's another mistake that I feel like. Basically, my whole point to this is that there is a lot of shit that's implemented that is completely worthless. That'd be way too strong for old content, but who cares? It wouldn't be any stronger than if it was like that than it was in previous relics. Yeah, I mean, that's my point, is like in previous relic steps, it was exactly that. It was exactly like my suggestion. So
right.
It's not even like it would be anything new, because back in like Pyros, you could actually customize the stats, which was better. So what I'm suggesting is that they just go back to Boja. That's all I'm suggesting, which is what they should do. The fact that they didn't just copy paste Boja is fucking crazy to me. Like,
that would have been smart. That would have been easier.
Such an amazing zone. Why would you change things and change them for the worst? Don't get me wrong, guys. I still think that this area is awesome. I love this area. Don't get me wrong.
Ouch.
But this area has problems. One of the biggest problems, you know, or whatever, is the fact that it's just a downgrade in a lot of ways. Like, people always complain that Boja didn't look very pretty, and that's fine. You're entitled to that opinion, yes.
Yeah, it was
But
like a wasteland.
that's not the important part. The important part isn't the aesthetic of a zone. The important part
if it's fun.
is how it functions.
Is
Its
it fun or
systems.
not?
How accessible is it? What's the replayability? How fun is it?
Yep.
That's the important part.
That's all
in
that
my
matters.
opinion. Square Enix needs to understand that they goofed, because the next zone needs to be better. They need to, one, remove the RNG elements, or they need to implement a pity system. And by pity system, I mean they need to implement, after so many attempts of trying something, you just get it automatically, because you should not be indefinitely punished. Okay? That's the first thing. The second thing is they need to put in a queue for Fork Tower. The dungeon needs to have a queue. They need to bring back 1v1s. Now, I personally don't really care about 1v1s, but I know a lot of people liked them. Okay? They need to bring them back. And I guess finally, what they need to do is they need to allow leveling in here. The fact that
I agree with that.
is, like, actually,
it's so
like
stupid.
fucking giga cringe. Actually,
It should have been
There's
90. It should have been
absolutely no
at
reason why
90.
You should be able to level in this zone. Like, no reason whatsoever, man. Leveling in this zone is gonna just naturally make it like way more populated. It's just gonna make it much better. Now, with all that being said, right? Like, let's talk about the good things, because, you know, at the start of this, I wanted to be sure to state that I actually really like the content. Like, this is my favorite of the zones, or it's at least tied with Boja. Okay, it's at least tied with Boja. The saving grace of this entire zone is the sub job system, man. Like, the sub jobs, I thought I was gonna like the sub jobs, but I didn't think I was going to love the sub jobs. Okay. Like, after playing this and having the sub jobs, I don't want to say that the game, the base game or whatever, is like bad, because it's not bad. But over time, it just got kind of, I guess, samey.
It's stale.
Kind of samey isn't like
that's my
necessarily
problem
bad.
with it too.
It can be good, but the problem is when you have so much fun shit like these sub jobs, you start to like think about it. Okay. Now, hopefully, and what I'm thinking, and probably some of you have also had this thought, is that they implemented all this stupid shit in the sub job system because they're trying to like test shit for 8.0 to a certain extent. Like, obviously not everything, right? But I'm sure they had some ideas in 8.0 that maybe they weren't sure if they could implement, that they probably stuck in here as just like, you know, fuck it, let's try it, you know, kind of thing. So
that's a good point.
But I'm going to tell you this, man. Some of these sub jobs just completely change the way you play certain jobs. So, like, I'll give you an example. Like, when I play Warrior with Berserker, that interaction is, like, insane skill intensity, man. It, like, reactivated a part of my brain that I haven't had since, like, fucking 3.1 Warrior, okay? Being able to hit for, like, over 2 million damage, you know, is just fucking awesome. Now, I understand that you can't have, like, that something in, like, the base game, right? Like, I understand that. And I'm not saying that they should put that in there, but I'm saying the interactions. Basically, to be able to do that, you have to basically balance 3 different skills. You have to balance Rage, Deadly Blow, and Holmgang. Being able to balance those skills and hit that high, it is insanely rewarding for how much you have to balance it, how much you have to plan it out. And that's what I like about it. It's not necessarily the huge damage hit. I mean, yes, that's part of it. But the part that I like about it the most is the fact that you have to plan Holmgang with Deadly Blow and Rage. I really like that. Now, I'm not saying that they should put that exact iteration in the game. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the concept of that. The concept of that, which they used to have that concept back in the day, and over time they lost it because they wanted to homogenize stuff. And to a certain extent, that's fine. But over time, it just becomes too samey, too stale. Okay, so this content is like very fun for me because you can think outside the box. That is the saving grace of this entire area, in my opinion, is the interaction between the jobs and the sub jobs. For instance, like a Warrior Berserker is going to be vastly different than like a Gunbreaker Berserker, for instance, right? You're not going to take Berserker on Gunbreaker because you can't abuse the Deadly Blow. You know what I mean? But what Gunbreaker can take is like, I don't know, fucking Samurai or some shit. It's gonna like utilize it in a different way. Yeah, see, so it's like really cool, right? You have like these insane numbers. Now look, now obviously you're gonna have some balance to this, right? Like you're not just gonna like go in there and just be able to do all that shit, you know, in like a normal raid and stuff. And I'm not saying that you should. Another good thing, man, is the aesthetic to this place. I'm a huge fan of the aesthetic. I really, really, really like all of the areas that you go to. I think that the zone looks really fucking cool. But yeah, man, Fork Tower is really fun. I don't think I'm going to try for the 100 kills. That's another thing. I feel like that it should only be 10. I feel like 100 is way too much. I don't know about you guys.
Lot.
If you would have been able to queue into this, I feel like 100, it still would have been a lot, but it wouldn't have been as obnoxious. I will say this, though. I think that the DPS check, when you go in with less people, is much lenient. However, the mechanics become harder because you have less people to fuck up. I think that people should, if they're trying to clear, I think you should originally go in with 48 people. Fork Tower is scaled for 24 people. Every mechanic in there is designed for 24 people, not 48. Will this content get easier when the next zone comes out? Probably, I would imagine. Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you this, and it's going to sound toxic, but it is what it is. I'm going to tell you this. If you're trying to clear this and you get a sniper and they go in, if they die, you leave them dead because one person can kill your entire party. Now, you guys can obviously do whatever the fuck you want. Like, I don't care what you do, okay? I don't care. But I'm telling you right now that if you take a chance on them and they don't know what the fuck they're doing, they will kill you. Or there's a chance that they're going to kill you. So it's completely up to you if you want to gamble on that. But considering how long it takes to fucking get in there and how tedious and annoying it is, well, see, the thing is like during the first boss drop at Tank Buster, see, that's the thing, man. You can't be malicious when you do it. It's a give and take because like they could technically report you for that. The thing is, man, is that you can't be mad at them for joining. They're just playing the game as the way it's intended, right? Like even if you have a pre-made, you don't own this instance. Those snipers have every right to the Fork Tower as you do. You can't argue that. They do because Square Enix says they do. That's how that they plan to play the game. Now, there are going to be some players that think that just because I'm in a static or a pre-made that I have a right to this, and they're wrong. They're wrong. However, what you can do to protect your run is when they die, you just don't res them. They are entitled to go into the tower, but they are not entitled to a res, if that makes sense. Sometimes you'll just get a person that's just, you know, fucking curious about the content. You know, like we actually got one of those in our runs when we were trying to clear. And those people, man, they're not doing anything wrong, which is why I say that if someone snipes your queue, you can't be mad at them because that's Square Enix's fault. Because of the way it's designed, man, it's unfortunate, and I feel like it's gonna turn the player base against each other. So like for whatever reason, man, JP has this like dumbass mentality, man, of like I don't know, like mutual respect or some shit. JP
what was that fart?
Never thinks outside of JP mentality.
Where did that
That's
come
the
from?
Problem. Just based on the shit that they put in this fucking game. So like over in JP, man, it's like a fucking courtesy system or some shit, or it's like, oh, you know, you were gonna queue, okay, I won't queue. Well, let me tell you something, brother, because over here on the NA and the EU, we don't give a fuck. Okay, we don't give a fuck. We give a flying fuck. Okay, you're pre-made, cool. You got to deal with me because I just put in 15 ciphers. You got 15 ciphers? No, I didn't think you did. I didn't think you did because you know the whole time while you've been progging this shit, I've been out here grinding. I've got like 20,000 fucking gold, and I just dumped all my gold into ciphers. I'm getting into this fucking instance. Okay, and you have to deal with that. That's something you have to deal with. Lucrezia had sniper issues as well. I mean, I imagine. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, more times than not, you know, like, JP is a little bit more respectful to each other than, I mean, at least to their face, right? Like, I'm not saying JP players are always nice all the time. I'm just saying, like, it's more, like, customary over there or some shit, you know? But basically, like, they should have just put it to a queue. You know what? I hope I'm wrong. All right? I hope I'm wrong. I just don't think I'm going to be because it was like that in BA. You had salty-ass people. Don't even get me started on the fucking meteor shit. You guys remember during Osmo when you'd have this random guy kill like an entire group with a meteor and then they get sucked out with black hole? You know how salt-inducing that is? They should really fucking add a queue. You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about this? They literally just put a 48-man in. or whatever, or sorry, a 24-man. They literally just put like a fucking 24-man. Why the fuck couldn't they just put a queue?
Well, it finally happened. We are here in the Occult Crescent. It is the exploratory zone, adventuring foray instance. I don't know. Everybody calls these things something different, but it's the thing for Dawn Trail. It's like Baza. It's like Eureka, but not quite. It's in between the two. And I have a feeling we are going to spend a lot of time here. So let's roam around and I'll talk about the experience so far, while also kind of showing off a little bit of what this place has got. Look at that. A critical engagement is up. Ooh, treasure. Magic prism. So, I've been doing a lot of Occult Crescent grinding the past few days. I unlocked it on stream and I've been kind of working my way through it very slowly the past couple days. I haven't been grinding sleeplessly like some people have, so I only recently got knowledge level 20, which is the cap. Doesn't actually take as long as you might think. It's pretty quick to level to 20. But yeah, I haven't finished the relic yet.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I got 2 of my phantom jobs at max level, so I'm still kind of in the early stages of this thing. I haven't been to the Forked Tower yet because I haven't found a group brave enough to go in, but I look forward to that. So yeah, for anyone familiar with the game, Occult Crescent so far is kind of, it's closer to Eureka, but it's in between Eureka and Baza. And for anybody not familiar who has no idea what I'm talking about, basically this is a separate instance, overworld instance of the game that has kind of different combat rule sets. It's got like a separate leveling system, different job actions, and weird modifiers, and it's almost like a game within a game. And so instead of making the actual overworld interesting, complex, and engaging for each expansion, in Final Fantasy XIV, they split it off into a separate, smaller overworld that doesn't really interact with the rest of the game, and so that's
so disappointing that they do it that way.
People were upset by that, but we do have one now in Dawn Trail, and I will say it's decently, it's reasonably good. I'm enjoying it so far. My biggest complaint still is I just think it should come out sooner. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That we have to wait 9 months after the expansion to get the major long-term endgame thing, because for 9 months there's been really nothing else to do other than raid. But yeah, we finally got this, and I am relatively pleased with it. Hey, where the heck is Celine these days? Celine. But yeah, I kind of want to just make clear that I have been enjoying this content, and I intend to spend a lot of time here, and I think that it will be fun time that I do spend here. I need to get that out of the way because I'm about to begin a list of complaints.
Shit.
So let's talk about the less good things. It's kind of hard to explain. I haven't been able to decide on quite what the right word is for this place. Let's actually put that aside for a moment. Let's talk about achievements. That's more interesting, right? That's what we came here for. So this will actually kind of feed into what I'm talking about anyway, but the achievements for the Occult Crescent so far, I've actually got a decent few of them, mostly freebies, just stuff that you kind of get for playing the game normally without doing anything additional or difficult. I'm dead. This is the final boss of user interface. Oh yeah, essentially what they did was take all of the achievements from the Baza and Southern Front and copy and paste them with little exception. It's almost exactly just the Southern Front achievements again, with very little that's unique to the island itself. There's a couple things, but most of it really is just Baza achievements. It's the do 500 skirmishes, get 500 CEs, all that type of thing. The only thing really new they added was these treasure hunting achievements, which there is treasure hunting in this like there was in Eureka, but the key difference here is that there are 3 different types of treasure hunting. So there are treasure chests that you can just find randomly in Overworld, like the one that I did a moment ago. There are treasure chests that you can be led to by magic pot dudes. Those are essentially the magic bunnies from Eureka. They work the same way. And then there are magical carrot treasures. You stumble upon a magic carrot out in the world, and then that initiates a happy bunny treasure hunt. Somehow there's a special item you need that activates it, but those seemingly are more rare and
I found one carrot and I didn't know what to do with it.
Take quite a while. Seemingly, I haven't really fully figured out that mechanic yet, and I haven't heard much from people who have. So yeah, the treasure hunting achievements are actually the most painstaking ones. It's really hard to focus on this with the menu up. There's a seizure simulator. Oh God, no! I'm dead again. That means I don't have to pay attention. So, you know, we got our usual gamers, 500 reses. There's mastering all of your phantom jobs. And then the Forked Tower, which is the raid here, the Baldessian Arsenal equivalent, surprisingly goes up to 100 clears for its highest level achievement. Previously, Bosnia had the record for that type of achievement, wherein, you know, he had to do all the raids 50 times. But Forked Tower, you got to do 100 to get the title, which seems like a lot.
That is a lot.
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't done it yet, so I don't know how painstaking that's actually going to be. And I think it will definitely get easier over time, especially considering they're going to be adding more phantom jobs and thus more of these mastery levels, which give you a passive damage buff. But yeah, for the most part, the achievements are just kind of copy and pasted from Bosnia, just with the addition of the phantom jobs and now the treasure hunting achievements. What we don't have here are the duels.
I finally finished the quest that I was doing. Okay, the second quest. I'm convinced a voice in contract will prove the strongest conduit for accessing more of my knowledge. Keep an eye out for what we need once you fail your mark. Voice sent contract. Okay, a blood daub document formalizing the pact between Occult Crescent's mysterious architect and the Cloister Demon. Okay. Ho-ho, daubed with the blood of the island architect himself. This will do nicely. Finally, I could finally continue with this. Man, I reckoned our architect wanted to protect so fiercely. It was the very wisdom of mankind in crystalline form, forbidden knowledge. So a fifth Astro Era civilization is preserved here on the Isle, but the city-states left a blighted legacy, sparking the War of the Magi and unleashing disaster on the world. A spiteful barb directed at my poor self, no doubt. The woe of knowing many things, yet recalling so few, of mastering the arcane arts, yet being Do you reckon we'd find the architect himself inside this forked tower? 'Tis a possibility, though there are in fact 2 towers on wisdom. Interesting. Anyway, we've yet to find a route to the Northern Isle. The Tower of Blood, eh? Sounds like we're talking about the very same structure. Anyway, when it's visible, an ethereal node appears in the solitary pavilion. Okay, dang, I'm so anky right now. Wow. Like, why am I so anky? It's crazy. Why? Oh. Okay. The island's architect has been added to the occult record. The Forked Towers. So... Okay, let's go talk to Kitten Ram. Kitten Ram, here I come. There you are. There you are. Oh, I almost have enough. I just need a yellow and a purple. Nice. Nice. So the whole crew is back into Leola, drinking their fill in Zabletier. We've yet to uncover the architect's true identity, and I'm still curious as to why we haven't encountered any survivors. Okay, let's get back to Tuliolo. Alright, you share the scout's report with Captain Ram, revealing the Tower of Blood is accessible during the right climate conditions. While unwilling to commit the expedition's resources to exploring the tower, he nonetheless gives tacit approval to your own potential forays within. For his part, the veteran seafarer has turned his attentions to the next stage of the expedition and bids you to return to Tuliolal and inform the messenger of the progress thus far. Okay, I could do that. Bum, 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 bum. As I live and breathe, you made it back. But what if old Captain Ram and the rest of the crew? So they're stuck there. Heavens, the island sounds more perilous than Shade's Triangle. At least you've been able to establish a foothold. Anyhow, I imagine you'll want to rest up and recover your energies for what's to come. I shan't keep you any longer. Okay. Highly crescentential. Okay. Well, I think that's a good place as any to call it a day. I want to thank everybody for being here and watching another stream. I want to do these a lot more, but I don't know. I still get very anxious wanting to stream, so maybe I'll just become like a VTuber, and maybe that'll make it a little bit less anxiety-inducing when I try and stream. But that is a conversation for another day. So thank you everybody for being here. Thank you everybody who has liked the stream and followed the stream and all that good stuff. Thank you everybody and have a good night.